All right, hello and welcome to the new campaign. This is Gearworks and Godhood. Flub the saying it for the first time there. Gearworks and Godhood. This is our first session with our new party, and we are jumping into the continent of Taldore to get things started in Whitestone. Before we get into the new campaign, though, a little bit of housekeeping at the top of the session. We use music from a couple different places on the stream. One of those places is filmmusic.io. Any of the songs that we played that are from filmmusic.io each have a link down in the panels, along with information about the artist and title of the song. You follow that link to get information about those tracks, as well as license them yourself. We also use music from the official Critical Role soundtracks. Welcome to Wildmount and welcome to Taldore. Folks over at Critical Role generously let streamers like us use those, and so we do. It's pretty good stuff. Highly recommend. Definitely going to give a good haunting vibe on some of the tracks for Whitestone here to get us started. But with that, I did want to offer for our players, we have no recap, so there is no recap to do. I don't think I'll keep this going for the whole campaign. It doesn't seem to be used much in the other campaign that we're running here. But if any player wanted to give a little lore fact for inspiration today, especially with us starting down a couple players who are going to be here, I want to offer that to the players to gain inspiration. If you'd like to drop a little lore fact about your character.
My character spent most of his time on the elemental plane of fire. And was birthed in a forge in Whitestone.
Okay. Very cool. Inspiration for you. All right. Anybody else want to take it up? Okay. Keep your secrets then. Well, then, with that, we move in to Whitestone. The year is 841 post-divergence, nestled at the base of the Alabaster Sierras and built around the legendary Sun Tree, a reminder of the power of the Dawnfather. The town of Whitestone prospers. Now, I do want to check. Can everybody hear me okay before I go into the rest of the narrative? Okay, cool. Despite Whitestone's prosperity, though, it has had a tumultuous and troubled past. The Derolo family, the original leaders of the settlers who founded this area, had watched over this land for over 200 years, until it was stripped from them by Silas and Delilah Briarwood after they murdered the majority of the living Derolos, leaving only two, Percival and Cassandra Derolo, brother and sister. Over the years, Percival and the legendary group of heroes Vox Machina defeated the Briarwoods and the master that they served, the Whispered One. Although the Briarwoods had a habit of not staying dead. Percival and his sister established the Chamber of Whitestone, a council that could lead Whitestone in lieu of a noble family. Although the members were appointed by the guardian of Woven Stone, who is to be a member of the Derolo family. But all of those details are fading into distant memories now, and Lord Percival Derolo grows old, while the rest of his family are blessed with an extended lifespan due to their elvish heritage. But he has not let his age slow him down. Quite the contrary. He works now harder than ever to create machines and inventions that will help to make the world a better place for his family and for all of the citizens of Whitestone. This passion for moving forward has been to the benefit of all who call this town home. Street lamps giving off artificial light lines the streets, making it safer for all to travel in the dark. Crime is nearly non-existent due to the measures in place to make sure all citizens are taken care of. When the Myriad or other rival criminal organizations try to infiltrate Whitestone, they are easily rebuffed by the Grey Hunt, a group of specialists led by Vexalia Derolo, mistress of the Grey Hunt. The Hunt are well-trained fighters and spies who have gained a reputation for the effectiveness, and given that Lady Vexalia sits on the Council of Taldore, have been utilized across the continent to help protect all of Taldore, and not just Whitestone. Although Lord Percival has his qualms with this arrangement, he has wrestled a concession from the mistress of the Grey Hunt, a squad of his own that operates as members of the Grey Hunt, but under his command, so that he may investigate and offer help where he thinks is needed back home. A group that operated outside of the well-established Rifle Corps or the Pale Guard that defend the city. Beyond a new group to lead, this opportunity offered a chance to test out a new project that had been in the works for the past 4 years. It is at that request, the request of Lord DeRollo, that you have all made your way here today to the Grey Hunt Manor, answering the call sent out across Whitestone for those willing to join, with the possible candidates having been whittled down over the past weeks, down to just a handful. As you near the building, you see its ornate architecture that sets it apart from the rest of the buildings in Whitestone, with a Gothic style of architecture that has 3 stories in the central building and extends out on the ground floor each direction, with walls that are elaborately decorated but windowless nonetheless. You approach the front double doors and open them to see an entryway that has 3 others standing here. With that, why don't we take a chance to describe each of the characters, what they look like, and what the other players see when they walk in? We'll go in screen order here. Let's start with Crane.
When Crane walks in, you guys would see a 5'10" fire genasi. His skin color is like a deep crimson with like black and gray ash freckles. And his hair is like orange at the start and kind of gets lighter as it goes out. He looks almost like a coal pulled out of the fire. And traveling next to him is a 9-tailed fox made out of metal with a glowing green heart in the middle. You're muted, Josh.
Cell, how about you?
So you'll see Cell is going to be a small goblin in stature. He's going to be light blue skin with really, really bright yellow eyes. And he's wearing plate armor. You'll notice on the plate armor it's got engraved holy scriptures on it with a little bit of like red trim along the edge. And then he'll have a holy symbol around his chest. And he'll be having a mace and a shield kind of thrown on his back with jet black hair and a little bit of a beard going on.
Very nice. Cadence, what about you?
The woman you see before you looks a bit like a lady, but also like she could kick your ass. There's a long rapier to her side that's neatly polished, and she seems to have all of the makings of a good pirate, but holds herself to a bit more of a classy standard. She's a red tiefling with a tight bun of dark brown hair and black horns that go back. She has very minimal jewelry, but what she does have, you could tell, are high quality pieces. Again, a bit more put together than you would expect a typical pirate, but she smells a bit of the sea, though that might be the salted caramel chocolates in her pocket as well.
Very nice. And finally, Cores. Muted.
Thank you. When Cores walks in, you see a 6-foot hobgoblin. Like the others in here, he has red skin. He has curly black hair, full beard, wearing very run-of-the-mill kind of clothing, leathers. On his left side, he has a book in a binding, and then on his right side, he has a short sword.
Okay. All of you see each other kind of standing here waiting, assuming that you all have received the same summons, although nobody is here to attend to you yet. Is anybody gonna kind of speak to each other at this point, or is everybody just kind of quietly waiting until somebody shows up?
I'm pretty sure Cores would be quietly waiting until
Okay.
you kind of get more information on what's going on.
Okay.
Cadence would also be quietly waiting, but she's very intentionally kind of giving people the once over and trying to assess. She's used to spending a lot of time around mixed groups of people, and she's trying to figure out what all these people might have in common other than just being called together.
Okay. Got it.
I'm gonna look down at Cell as I'm pulling a cigar out of my pocket. You think they allow smoking in here, man?
I don't know. I don't smoke, but if you want to smoke, go for it.
All right. We'll spark that up.
How do you go about lighting your cigar?
Well, I'm going to use my produce flame cantrip right out of the tip of my musket.
Okay. Got it.
Cadence sees that and says, can I get one of those as well?
A light or a cigar?
She pulls out her own cigar and kind of tips it towards your musket.
Yeah, I'll light her cigar with my musket.
Okay. Bright clouds of smoke kind of fill this entryway room as you all wait here for a few minutes. Two of you puffing on a cigar. After some time, you do finally see somebody come out from the back. It is a human woman with shoulder-length brown hair, wearing an elaborate studded leather armor set with a emblem of the sun tree in the middle of it. Wearing a long sword at her side and a bow across her back. She approaches carrying a large box. She kind of walks over to all of you and sets it on the ground with a thump. And you can see inside there are more kind of storage boxes that look to be very nicely made. Just, well, you must be Lord DeRolo's new recruits. Quiet bunch. And she kind of, you see her looking at the cigars and the plumes of smoke. I wouldn't let the mistress of the Grey Hunt see you smoking those in here.
God, the little one said it was all right.
I didn't say shit.
She says, I don't have a problem. You won't see me putting them out, but she is quite particular when one is damaging her estate, even if it is just slight.
At hearing that, Cadence will lift up her high heel and just put it out on the bottom of her shoe, and then put the rest back in her pocket.
Okay.
I will stand near a window.
Now, this is a windowless building. I did specifically give the description of a windowless building.
I will stand at the door with the door cracked.
Okay, that you can do for sure. For sure. She just kind of raises her eyebrow and just... I am Alina. I'm one of the Grey Hunters. Although, if you were to label me as such in public, I would deny it. I am here to offer a bit of instruction as well as new equipment for the recruits. And she grabs out, you see there's 6 in there, but she grabs out 4 for the 4 of you. And each of you are handed a box. It's a pretty big box, probably about 1.5 feet by about 2 feet, maybe about another 8 inches deep. And it is a very, very nice polished purple wood this box is made out of, with a similar emblem of the sun tree on each of the boxes, except on here there is kind of like this really beautiful painted stone that makes up a mosaic. It's almost like a stone mosaic version of what Alina is wearing on her leather armor. She hands them to each of you and said, this is equipment for those who will be on the airship, the Crimson Zodiac. There should be instructions for each of the items if you'd like to take a look. Just kind of wait for y'all to open and inspect.
Cadence opens and starts to inspect.
Okay. What you see is a set of 4 different items, or a set of 4 different items, I should say. It looks like a combination of leatherworks, metalworking, and you can almost get a sense of arcane enchantments of some sort around these different items. The first thing you notice is a bit of a small a bracer. It doesn't look like it's meant for much protection, but there's a bracer on it that seems to have different lines and grooves in it, and has each of the items, I would say, has a small bit of parchment that gives a description of each of the items. The first item is Crimson Zodiac bracers, which all of you can now add to your inventory in your equipment, specifically in D&D Beyond. And to give a description here, and Alina starts to kind of go over what each of them can do. Yes, that is grappling bracer. Stores a small grappling hook powered by a miniature crossbow in a dimensional space that will release and shoot the hook out about 50 feet. Can stick into soft surfaces like wood, but can't penetrate harder ones like stone. You can also use it in a pinch as a light crossbow to hit an enemy, but it does take a specialized air canister, Lord Derolo's designed himself, of which you would need to replenish. It can only hold 3 of those at a time. This one is a bit of a last resort and is a little bit less refined than some of the other items. And you look at the next thing, you see a set of boots and a little bit of parchment paper. She says, those are boots for the crew of the Crimson Zodiac. Those are magically enchanted to allow you to stay aboard the ship, the deck of the ship, as well as the floor on the lower levels if the ship were to tilt itself or invert in flight. Sounds like there may be some very interesting things that you'll be taking on. And if the ship were to fly upside down, these will keep you attached. And moves on to the next thing. It looks like a belt. So this is a belt of repelling. This is quite an interesting design. Lord Derolo combined a few different things to get to the uses here. The belt uses dimensional spaces and mechanical devices to allow its wearer to quickly descend and ascend to the deck of the Crimson Zodiac. And you look, the belt buckle is round and has the standard of white stone at its center. And you can see 3 different grooves that are kind of on the outside of it. She says, the buckle itself has a small 2-inch hook that can be pulled out. It is attached to a 100-foot-long line. When the hook is pulled out, there are leather straps that exit the dimensional space. They wrap around the legs and lower back to offer support while being used. The hook is magically enchanted to seek the corresponding hooks on the deck of the Crimson Zodiac to be returned to the ship when needed. And finally, she goes to you see a small bit of, it looks like kind of just leather straps. It's one large one and then 2 smaller ones with like a circular spot where you can, it looks like something, you have a piece that can pull apart and put back in. And she says, this is a fall guard. New piece for the Crimson Zodiac crew. It's a small leather holster that straps around your chest that can hold a magical charm that has a spell stored in it. This fall guard will hold 1 stored spell that can be recharged at the Crimson Zodiac, and currently can cast Featherfall. If all of the other items were to stop you from the safety that they provide, then this is a last-minute way to keep yourself safe. And each of those are items in D&D Beyond that crew of the airship get. So you can all add those in.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very well.
You guys would see Crane just going nuts over this grappling hook bracer.
And then Cell will just have all of the items, just like, what in the world? Like confused.
Just a question for you, Josh. I have the boots of Elven Kind. Am I gonna have to keep taking off my boots and putting my other boots on when I get on the airship?
I would say not. We could work out moving that over. We'll say out of game. You can talk to somebody about getting that enchantment switched over.
Okay.
That it's one of those things where it's like, well, that feels a little tedious, so I'm not going to make you deal with the tedium of.
I mean, I'll do it. I have no problem taking my boots off. I'll leave them by the door.
Got it.
But then I want mine to look like slippers while I'm walking around the house, you know?
Okay, got it. There you go. Alina says, well, Lord DeRollo has paid for a night at the journey's end for all of you, for some team building, and for all of you to get to know each other. Partake in some festivities if you would like, but I would advise to not have too much. You are to meet at the Eastern Ruins, where you will be outfitted to travel into the Parchwood and meet Lord DeRollo for your first mission aboard the Zodiac.
With that, Cadence looks at her, gives her a nod, grabs her things, and just starts heading out.
Okay.
And how did you spell her name, by the way?
Alina, Elina.
And what race was she?
Human.
Human, okay.
Yeah, human woman.
Yeah, I think Cores will head out too.
Okay. Crane or Cell, did you want to stick around or head out with the others to Journey's End?
It sounded like they didn't want me here with my cigar, so I'm definitely going to head out.
Yeah, I'll follow Crane.
Okay, got it. Okay. Well, with that, then, does anybody want to do anything else here at the moment, or is the group just heading out to Journey's End to grab a bite, to grab a drink, and get some tavern food?
Yeah, I'll probably just head straight to Journey's End.
Okay, got it. And for the sake of the campaign, what I would say is everybody here would already have been in Whitestone. So if everybody wanted to just kind of consider that you all have an appropriate dwelling of some sort for your background, whether that be a small apartment, kind of a small little, a tavern room that you might stay in, even up to as, like a small house or abode, Whitestone takes care of its citizens quite well. And so nobody would have been left to fend or stay places where would it be considered a little more rough and tumble. But with that, as the group heads through Whitestone, it is a very pleasant walk. Here in the autumn, the colors around the trees of Whitestone, including the very large sun tree that is ever present in the view wherever you're at in Whitestone here, are starting to turn to a deep red and yellow color, signifying the change of seasons and the move to winter. And as you all walk together in a group, you see happiness in Whitestone. You see children running by, playing games, kind of yelling at each other. You see various market stalls along the way with people set up and doing business very cheerfully and without any conflict. It seems that Whitestone, under the rule of the current Chamber of Whitestone, put together by Cassandra and Percival DeRollo, has been successful in taking care of the citizens. And even on just this walk from the Manor of the Grey Hunt to the Journey's End Tavern here on the outside of the Dawnfather Plaza, an area that's familiar to all of you, but still enough to give you marvel at the happiness of everyone here, the safety and security that everyone feels. As you're walking, you pass by a couple of Pale Guard who are looks like directing. Not citizens of Whitestone, but directing what look like to be maybe tourists or people who are visiting or new to Whitestone. Although they do have weapons on them, it is very rare to see the Pale Guard having to use them to resolve any of the conflict happening here. And as all of you kind of reminisce about what brings you to Whitestone and your time here, you make it to the journey's end. A very nice tavern here, stone building. And let me switch up the vibe a little bit here. We'll get a little more taverny. And as you walk up, you see the sign, the journey's end. It's kind of a nice wooden sign cut out that's hanging over the door, painted green with a raven's feather carved and painted underneath the words, the journey's end. You enter in to find a lively tavern that seems to have good spirits all around, matching the rest of Whitestone, but without an overly raucous atmosphere that you might find in other taverns across Taldore. Nobody's getting in fights or having any big arguments. You see a gray-skinned tiefling behind the bar making and pouring drinks. Mostly humans here in the journey's end, making up the patrons of the tavern, but there are some pointy ears and stout folk that can be seen enjoying the bar as well. There is a male dwarf that is going around dropping off meals and drinks coming from the bar in the kitchen, but you all see an open table that looks to have enough seats to fit the four of you if you'd like to go and sit down.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a seat. Okay. Will they allow Kip in here?
Nobody seems to have stopped you. Yeah.
Okay. Kip's the fox's name, by the way, everybody.
As they're all getting seated, Cadence is going to go to the bar and get just a standard ale for the four of them. She has been actually staying at the Journey's End already as kind of her place in Whitestone. She travels a lot, so it makes sense to pay, by the night for a room. So she knows the barkeeper, at least in the way that you would know somebody who works at a place that you
And you would know Glorella is the gray-skinned tiefling behind the bar. Somebody you would have met a few times in your time here staying at the Journey's End. Mm-hmm. She sees you come up. Cadence, good to see you. What can I get for you tonight?
I'll take a 4 of just basic ale tonight.
We got four courages for you.
Sounds great.
And she looks over at the table. You're drinking with friends tonight.
Well, that's to be seen, but colleagues, I guess, at this point.
Fair enough. Yeah, no problem. I'll have old Iron Shade bring them over to your table when they're ready.
Thank you. And how much would that be?
For just the courage is 8 silver for 4.
Okay, she just flips her gold and tells her to keep the change.
Okay, she gives a little wink. Always appreciated.
I appreciate you.
Okay, and she goes back to taking more drink orders. And if you go back to the table very shortly, probably about 3 minutes later, the male dwarf comes by. He's got braids in his beards, kind of, 4 of them going down into another braid, kind of the typical dwarven beard style, wearing a leather apron and simple clothes underneath that. He comes and drops off 4 courage for you, and drops off each of them. If you need anything else, let me, Glorella, know. Hi, Cadence.
Hi, thank you so much. Can we also get a water for... I'm sorry, you said your fox's name is Kip?
Yeah, but he don't eat or drink.
Oh, and she takes a little closer look. I suppose that makes sense. Never mind then. Thank you, Iron Shade.
Sure. Let me know if you need anything. Hands off. Leaving the 4 of you with a large kind of wooden mug of their standard house ale here, courage.
Well, I thought heading into tomorrow we'd all benefit from a big old cup of courage. She has like kind of a silly smile to that. She knows her joke's not funny, but she's very used to being in that kind of small talk realm.
Thank you for the drink.
Free ale? I'm happy with this team already.
Sal's gonna use both his hands because he's a goblin. He's gonna grab it and just looks like he's taking big gulps, but it's like sips.
I love that so much.
Wiping the foam off his little beard he's got going on. Thanks for the ale. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't mean to speak to my perception of your tolerance, but these are fairly strong, so maybe maybe a little bit more sipping than gulping.
Got it.
So it seems like we're all probably generally a quiet bunch. I guess I'll be the first to break the silence. What brings you guys here? I mean, obviously Derolo's request, but have you been to Whitestone before? You know, what are you benefiting from in this?
I kind of hold up my musket. Say, I've been a part of the Whitestone Rifle Corps for, well, since I stepped through that forge.
Since you stepped through the forge, is that what you said?
That is correct.
Step through the floor.
You care to elaborate on that one?
That's like big fire stuff, right?
Big
Yeah.
fire still. I actually, I come from the plane of fire.
Oh shit.
While walking
Wow.
one day, I saw the pieces of this musket being made, and well, I reached out and was on the floor.
How fascinating. And how long ago was that?
Several years back.
Interesting. So you clearly are already on the Derolo's good side, then, I should say.
Well, gee, I'd like to hope so.
Fascinating. And what about you, my thirsty friend? And she looks over to Josh's character.
Yeah. So, like I said, my name is Sel Pale Grip. Kind of like wandered about this area. I'm originally from Jorhas, and my family decided to leave after the whole craziness over there. And, unfortunately, they passed while we were en route to Aldore, and we ended up that town. What's that city that's on the east coast? It's been a minute. Stilben. Hung out there for a couple of years, trying to figure out what to do with my life since I lost both my parents, and decided, and I just kind of wandered up here.
For the first time since you guys have been around her, you see like an actual look of sincerity on her face, and she looks to you after hearing that story, and she says, "I'm very sorry for your loss.
It's all right.
That's
Yes.
hard.
World is not so nice.
I'll drink to that."
I'll take a sip to that. I'll do the same thing.
Well, I suppose I'm next. I guess my story isn't as exciting or interesting as walking out of a forge. I cook. I work at the Slayer's Take Bakery, if you've heard of it. But yeah,
And where is that name? It's ringing a bell.
it's here in Whitestone.
You know what? I think that is where I have these delicious chocolates from. I asked Iron Shade to go and get me the best chocolates in town, and she pulls out of her pocket these like salted caramel chocolates. Is this you?
It could have been. There's a couple of us that work back there, but
Oh,
That's the place
delightful.
with the gnome cakes, right?
yeah.
Mm.
I actually have some sugar cookies in my bag if anyone wants one.
I
Oh,
like sugar. And then I'll kind of like put my hand out on the table.
Yes, I don't know how well that would go with this ale, but I will certainly test that out.
Free drink and cookies. You guys are something else.
Yeah, everyone can have a sugar cookie.
Yes.
Cadence is very impressed. She has a big sweet tooth, and so this has just like made her night. And if we were scaling how much she trusts you all, you just like went up 2 points because it tastes really good.
So after a bit of time and a bit of conversation, Iron Shade comes back. Says, so I heard that Lord Derolo has paid for you to have a meal here too. So if you'd like a meal, we've got some options for the night. And you kind of look back and see Glorella be like, do it, kind of mouthing that. And he just kind of sighs, fine. And he pulls out this like little tube out of his pocket and pulls the string on it and just kind of just gives a little bit of confetti and it pops out. He says, congratulations on your new assignment. And he just starts listing off the specials. We've got a hazelnut venison stew. We've got forest with prawns, lamb with pumpkin soup, or a fricassee rabbit with roots.
I'll take a rabbit.
I will take whatever you like best, Iron Shade.
No, you know I like the venison stew.
I know.
Yeah, I like that.
It's so good. Thank you.
What was the second one? Something with prawns?
It's a forest with prawns. We got a fire roasted garlic and chili soaked grilled prawns served over a bed of dark roasted broccoli, burnt leek, and candied basil leaves.
Sounds
I'll
really
take
good.
one of those.
Okay. And how about for you?
For
Looks
me?
to sell, yeah.
Oh, I'll have that hazelnut venison stuff.
All right, so we got 2 stews, prawns, and a rabbit. I'll be back in a bit. And before he goes, he kind of reaches down and starts like sweeping up some of the confetti and just goes, fuck it. And walks off. And probably maybe another 10, 15 minutes later comes out with each of your dishes, all of them looking very good. They are normally a little bit more expensive meals here, but as the Dorolo family has covered your meals for the night, you all have a nice, hearty, warm meal for the evening. Anything else anybody wanted to do here in the tavern, or is everybody just kind of having a little bit of food, a little bit of drink, a little bit of light conversation?
Does it look like there are any games going on in the bar?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Ooh, first roll.
First roll.
Uh, 17.
17. Okay. You don't see any like big like kind of typical tavern games. You do see a game of cards going on at a table across the restaurant.
Well, I guess I'd like to go up to the bar and ask if they have like playing cards that I could use or buy from them.
Oh, absolutely. 2 copper pieces. We got a deck of cards for you.
Yeah, I'll buy that deck and then head back to our table.
Okay. She trades you a deck of cards for 2 copper pieces.
Does she have change for a gold?
Yes, definitely.
Here's one.
You change 100 gold pieces.
No, let me get drinks for everybody too while I'm up here. Then I'll just give her a gold, buy the cards, and get another gold for everybody.
Got it. Okay. Just thank you kindly. And just going with 4 courages again.
Yeah.
Got it. Easy enough. As you kind of look back behind the bar, you do see a couple different types of alcohol. You see it looks like there's a mini keg on the back counter that says Snow Mead on it. See a green bottle of whiskey with a very ornate, decorative-looking label on it. It says Green Tier Whiskey, as well as a few bottles of wine on one of the top corners that have Thistle Branch Dark Blood. Looks like a red wine as well. But you make the order, and in a couple minutes, Iron Shade comes back with 4 more courages for the group.
Figured since everybody else is giving out free stuff.
I guess that just leaves you, huh, Sal?
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Cadence will drink her drink and then probably decide to head early to her room. But I guess I'd like to roll a perception to see if there's anyone else playing music, and if like the vibe of the room is that music should be played, or if it's just like that would be a strange timing.
Sure, go ahead and roll a perception check. I would say perception or insight, whichever you prefer for the way you describe that, is trying to size up the room.
Let's see. Sorry, one moment. Skills. Insight. Let's do perception. 12.
12, okay. It does seem to be, there is a bit of music playing. You're not sure where. Maybe there's some kind of like a bit of like magical enchantment for some ambiance. It doesn't seem like there's any live music though. With a 12, I would say you can tell that it's not super lively in here, or not super lively. I would say since you've been staying here, you would know that they are welcome to have people play if they would like to play.
Mm-hmm. If the vibe's not feeling there, she'll probably just say her goodbyes to her compatriots and say goodbye to Iron Shade and the Tiefling Glorella as well.
Okay.
And then head on up.
Okay, got it. Iron Shade comes back over to the group. If you need rooms, your rooms are covered as well. But if you've got somewhere else to go, that's understood. But just let us know if you need one, and we'll get you a key.
I need one.
Pulls out a key. Here you go. Room 6. I've read a key. All right, for you, room 4. And for you, you got room 8.
Appreciate that. Also, can you give my compliments to the chef? The prawns are great.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll let them know. They are from the Menagerie Coast originally, so they've got some unique flavors for this area.
I'll have to visit.
All right, well, if you guys need anything, let me know. Otherwise, have a good night.
With that, I will also make my way to my room.
Okay, got it. Crane and Cell left at the table. You guys heading up or staying down?
Well, how late is it?
Not super late. I would say like 9:30, 10 range.
Okay. Yeah,
late for old people, early for
Yeah.
partiers.
Yeah, I'll hang out with Crane unless he's dipping out and just finish our drinks.
No, you would see me just like staring intently at these cards, but having no idea what to do with them.
What'd you get at the bar?
Well, I saw those guys over there playing a game, and I thought, well, we could play a game, but
I like games.
me too, right?
What
But I've never played with playing cards before.
Ooh, I remember we were playing games on that boat trip that took forever. Play like some Go Fish or something.
Hell yeah, I like to go fish.
Sweet. All right, and then I'll kind of like take the deck if he doesn't mind and start shuffling it and see if split the deck in half, and then kind of explain Go Fish to him in a sense.
Okay, got it.
So
We got
you're gonna
some
have these cards.
Canonical
and-
Go Fish happening.
Yeah, you're gonna have some of these cards, and you're gonna want to like build pairs in, triplets and stuff like that. So you ask me if I have it, and if I say no, you got to get a card from the deck. That makes sense?
It makes sense.
Okay, cool. Well, since it's your deck, I'll let you go first, and then we'll go like that.
Why don't you guys do little rollies to see who wins
Alright.
Go Fish?
How much money's being put down?
We're doing practice
You,
first. and then-
Okay.
I don't know how to play this game. I'm trying to make friends here.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
That sounded heavy.
I got a 10.
Ooh, got him by 2.
Nice, you got a 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first, in a very close game, the first winner is Sal.
Can we play this game with 3 people?
We can play with as many people as you like.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is a good. This could be a good, icebreaker to meet the rest of everybody. Do you want to play another round and maybe add some cash to it?
Some cash, a little bit of cash. Yeah, I'll put 1 gold on the next game.
Yeah, I'll match it. I'll call it.
That's a level 3 bet if I've ever seen one.
Oh shit!
Oh. Oof. 7.
I got a 4.
Ooh, and in another close game that takes a lot longer than the first game.
So you can tell I'm getting a little
so-
aggravated. I'm gonna put 10 gold on the next game.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Now,
I
is
can't
there
go out.
any physical reaction to Crane's getting frustrated?
He just kind of growls and bites on his cigar a little harder.
Okay.
All right. Well, I ain't no bitch, so I'll throw another 10 gold and match it.
Make sure you add that first gold I gave you.
Yeah. Add that one. All right. So up to 10. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to steal your money because I feel like I am because I'm explaining this to you and I'm taking your money, but that's not the case here, bud.
Well, I'm not trying to hustle you, but I had an 18
Okay.
on this one.
Oh, well, you got me beat there. I got a 4.
And in a third game with much more gold on the line, Crane wins. Go Fish.
I'm gonna give a shout to the bar and give me another round over here.
Yeah. I'll get it this time. Even though you took my money, I'll get it.
And you just hear Iron, or actually it would be Glorel yelling back from the bar, round of what?
The ales.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll. Yeah.
Oh, you want something else?
You want,
They
you
got
want
whiskey,
courage?
man?
You want snow
got-
mead?
They got some whiskey. I'm kind of a whiskey guy.
They got whiskey. They have green tier whiskey, real strong stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Two shots of the green tier whiskey would be a gold piece.
For 2, I'll
Yeah.
make it 4, so we'll have 2 each.
Okay,
Ooh,
2 gold pieces.
2 gold. Yeah.
Iron Shade comes over, very expertly balancing the 4 shots on a little small tray, drops them off. Good luck with those.
Mm.
They'll be feeling them in the morning. And with that, I would say both of you have drinking enough. Give me a Constitution saving
Oh.
throw after the green tier whiskey.
Are we just slamming them back, both the shots?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
100%.
hell yeah.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20 on the con saving throw. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 14.
14. Okay, got it. So both of you are able to avoid the poison condition and puking, and keep it down like champs, and go throughout the rest of the night with I'm assuming more Go Fish games before going off to the rooms. for the
Like,
evening.
are we pretty like schloss at this point, or are we just buzzing?
I would say pretty. You're you're at the base level of being drunk. You're not toasted or anything, but you're a little more than buzzed. And you down this green tier whiskey, and it has a strong taste. So it has this strong taste, but almost like this minty menthol flavor as well. To offset it, it's kind of odd.
This is getting me kind of good. You got any more of them cigars? It's getting me all warm inside.
I do have more of them cigars.
Ooh.
Don't
And I-
tell the scary red woman.
Now, I said before I'm not a smoker, so I think this is more of a social thing. So do not judge me, sir.
I don't judge.
Okay, cool. And then I'll grab a cigar from you.
Okay.
You want to play some practice rounds? Because I'm feeling a little low on the old cash here.
Low on the old cash here. Oh man, was 10 gold a lot, huh?
Hey, I'm like I said, wasn't really high on the upbringing, so I mean I'm not heavy in the pockets, if one would say.
Yeah, I'm down to play some practice rounds.
Yeah, we can do some practice. That way we can get you good, and then maybe we can hustle the other two.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
We're gonna be on an airship together, right? Might as well steal all the money while we're at it.
Exactly. Yeah, they won't know. Cool.
So the two of you play practice games of Go Fish for the rest of the evening.
I got 13 there.
13?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 20. I critted.
Hey,
I'm not gonna get any of those for the rest of the fucking day. I don't know why I did that, but
Use the 20s on Go Fish.
on a fucking practice round.
After Go Fish, after you guys get through a few rounds of practice, anything else you'd like to do?
I think I'm probably ready to go to bed now.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him in Goblin. It was nice to meet you, so kind of clasp my arm over my chest and then start to head off.
Yeah, I'll return the favor and head up too.
Okay.
Around the time that they start getting ready to head out, since Cadence has been here for a while, she knows approximately what time the bar starts to die down, and she comes back down, and this time her hair is down and not in a bun, and she doesn't have her scary rapier, and she seems to be in less formal uniform type clothing, and she would like to go on stage and play the bard version of Closing Time.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll a performance check for that.
Okay. That. Ooh, I'm gonna be real honest with you because that's what good people do. And I rolled a natural 1. I have a +7, but it ended up being an 8.
Okay, so an 8 with a natural 1. With that,
his courages were a little bit more strong than she had thought. So she probably looks a little bit more disheveled than she thinks she does too.
I'll say that you do end up getting a gold piece of a tip.
Got it. Cool. Paid for the drinks. Awesome.
Yeah, you do get a gold piece as the last person leaving the bar after seeing that nobody had tipped you kind of gives a little nod and said, "Thanks for playing."
How embarrassing. Next time she'll make sure to do disguise self before she goes up there.
Glorella sees you walking away a little dejected. It's all right, hon. You'll get him next time. Okay. And with that,
I'm just not used to doing ballads and his courages were a little bit stronger, I think, than normal. You should let Iron Shade know.
That's all they're good for is giving you courage. You're not exactly very flavorful or anything.
That's fair.
You have a good night. And good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, you as well.
And everybody heads up. I don't think anybody needs to mark a long rest, but you guys can mark a long rest if you need. And with that, everybody gets a good night's rest here at the journey's end with the sound of Cadence's slightly mostly off-key ballads in the background as you all drift off to unconsciousness. And with that, you all wake up the next day to sun coming through the windows of your rooms here, ready to go about the day and tackle whatever you need to in order to start taking the next steps here in Whitestone. But you all wake up. Crane and Cell, you rolled good on your constitution saves, so you're not feeling super hungover, but you do have that little like kind of buzzing in your head. Things are a little loud as you wake up. You're definitely going to need some water and to stay extra hydrated this morning, but you're overall doing okay. Like I said, avoiding the poisoned condition. What would you all like to do starting the morning?
I do want to go shopping before we leave, but I think if possible, I'd like to try and get more information about where exactly we're going to kind of influence what I might be buying.
Okay. I would say that. Let's see here. Alina had said that you were heading to the Eastern Ruins, where you'll be outfitted to travel into the Parchwood, which is the forest surrounding Whitestone, to meet Lord Derolo for your first mission. If you'd like to try and get information beyond that, you can. But where would you? I guess where would you look for that?
I guess, can I maybe, because she has done traveling and stuff, because it sounds like, I apologize for not getting this phrasing quite right, but that they're going to be going to Parchwood? Like, is that where the mission is taking place?
Right. So you're meeting up at the Eastern Ruins. The Eastern Ruins are
Okay.
just outside of town. Yeah. So when Whitestone was being developed over the last couple of decades, this was one of the areas that had started to be developed. But due to some issues that were happening and some things that were attacking the town, it was abandoned and left for to just become ruins, basically. These ruins, however, often are used by the Grey Hunt, and so you were sent there to meet up, to be outfitted to go where you need to go. So that's just kind of a meeting point within the city, and then you're going to go out to the Parchwood. You could roll a history check on the Parchwood if you'd like to kind of get the vibe of what's
I
going
would
on there.
love to, just to kind of make sure all my T's are crossed and I's are dotted and all of that. So, oh, I really wish I had my dice right now. That's a 4.
D&D Beyond is kind of
Oh, I hate using it.
Evil.
yeah, it really seems like it tends towards bad rolls.
Yeah, I'm not loving it. However, anyone who's played with me here knows that I also roll like shit most of the time. So.
And what was the total for your roll? I'm sorry.
4. It was a
4.
+2,
Okay.
and I rolled a 2.
Yeah, not much at all. You do know it's a very kind of a dark, dense, and haunting wood. It stands just on the outside of Whitestone in most directions. I would say, generally speaking, you would know that, there's rumors of monsters. On many nights you can hear howling coming from it. Beyond that, not specifically anything, just it's a kind of scary dark wood.
Okay. I think that I would like to do just a little bit of shopping, because I realize other than magic, I don't have a lot of range stuff happening.
Okay.
As far as potential combat stuff. I'm used to being in more close quarters, but especially with that. And we don't have to necessarily, if no one else wants to do a shopping, we don't have to like make a whole thing of it.
I would ask, does anybody else want to go look around for stuff? Or if not, then we can just do a quick, like, hey, you could just use your gold to pick up what you would like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, if there's stuff to go see, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, before I leave the room to meet up with them, I was gonna do a little prayer.
Okay.
My deity.
So what is your we'll do the shopping for that. So what does your prayer and ritual look like for the morning? as you do that?
So I would reach into my bag and grab out my prayer book and kind of like get down on my knees with the book in front of me and just like talk, like say to myself as I'm like touching the beads, ask for blessing through whatever attritions I might go through for the day or the upcoming weeks.
Okay.
Just
For sure.
Yeah, ask for safety in myself and others.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a religion check as you go
Sure.
through that for the morning.
Yep. 10.
A 10. Okay, got it. So you do kind of look down at your emblem to the Everlight, and it just kind of gives a nice little soft glow. Just letting you know that the Everlight's watching. She's got her eye on you. Even if there's not any direct effect from it, that you feel watched and kind of protected.
Cool, yeah, and I'll just grab the amulet and say like thank you, and then pack up my stuff and head out the door to meet up with everybody else.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they're doing before heading off to do a little shopping?
I probably would have gone downstairs to get breakfast and some coffee.
Okay, got it. They would comp it for you as well here. Coffee's pretty standard. They don't have as kind of established breakfast dishes, but there's basic stuff. Their breakfast dishes basically 3 fried eggs, a couple pieces of bacon, and like diced potatoes. Basically, pretty standard country breakfast stuff.
That works.
I would also like to get breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll meet down there and grab that along with 2 extra waters.
Yep. Got it. Okay. Cadence, would you join for breakfast before going out?
I guess what do they have for breakfast?
It was just that country breakfast right now. They don't have a bunch of dishes. It was just 3 fried eggs, a couple pieces of bacon, and some diced potatoes.
Oh,
But
sorry.
it is covered by the Durolos currently.
She will probably have that, but on the way out, she'll probably also stop at that bakery.
Okay, got it. Okay. So what I would say, you all have been in Whitestone for some time, and you do know that a good place to do some weapon shopping, if that's what you're looking for, would be the Violet Quarry.
Okay. Yes. I'd like to go there to look at a ranged weapon.
Okay. And you all, let's see here. You all walk over to the Violet Quarry here in one of the south of the Dawnfather Plaza here by a couple blocks. And you walk into a very kind of generic building of the type you would find here in Whitestone that has a sign over it that says a Violet Quarry with a sword and a bow kind of crossing over each other. And you walk in to see a half-orc woman. I would say that some of the group who had been here would know that her name is Brelda. And you look, and there's some wooden shelves in here. It's nothing too fancy for the shop, but you do see kind of swords and shields on the wall, different sets of armor behind the counter. She kind of looks over to the group of you and says, you all look like you need something to deal some damage.
Yes. That obvious, is it?
You can kind of just tell. I think it's more about the smell than anything.
Yes. Cadence, as they're going through the store now, will casually try at some point to sneak a smell of herself just to see, because she got a little bit more intoxicated last night than she meant to.
Okay.
I'm looking for just a simple crossbow, nothing fancy.
Certainly. We can accommodate that, no problem. Light, standard, or heavy crossbow?
Let's go standard.
Standard crossbow, all right. Let's see here. That's going to be 25 gold pieces. The ammo comes with 5 bolts, and then it's an additional gold piece per bolt that you buy.
Beautiful. Can I get that standard crossbow and 10 bolts as well? So I believe that brings me up to 35.
I believe it is, with 15 bolts, absolutely.
Fantastic.
And I got my terminology a little wrong. The light crossbow is kind of the middle standard one. Hand crossbow is the smallest, and heavy crossbow is the heaviest.
Okay, so just a light crossbow.
So a light crossbow is kind of the standard, yeah.
Okay, cool.
She kind of looks around the group. And the rest of you, anybody else need anything?
I guess I'm pretty set. I guess I would just be more looking to see if there's anything out of the ordinary that kind of caught the eye.
Go ahead and roll. Give me a persuasion check to get her to see her special stock.
Oof. That's a 9.
A 9? 9.
Yeah.
So let's see here. As well, I'm waiting for a little bit of the more magical items and a shipment from Amon. Let's see here. I do have a couple interesting things here. I do have this candle. She pulls out a candle and lights it. This is a candle of the deep. It stays lit even when immersed in water. And then
Prove it.
you
Candle underwater. What?
Yeah.
She just gives a deadpan stare. Huh. Grabs a mug out, trying to look at that. Prove it. Let's see. And just takes it and just fucking dumps it on the candle. And the candle stays lit as the water from her mug splashes everywhere. Good enough proof for you?
And how much is that?
That is 15 gold pieces.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna buy it, but you know.
I just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I also have a interesting coin. If you guys are going out and doing some adventuring, coin of delving is something I picked up from Wildmount. A little more expensive for that one. We're looking at about 125 gold pieces. But if you get it, you can drop it, and it will tell you how long the drop is.
How do you get it back?
Yeah, go pick it up.
Oh, well.
You said
super-
100 and what?
125 gold pieces.
For a coin that I have to go collect every time I use it.
Yep, you heard right. Yeah, a coin that tells you the distance when you hear it ring out with a magical effect.
It just like yells it out.
And well, you hear, so what it does is you drop it and it will kind of make a ringing sound that lets you know how far the drop is.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to imagine that it's just like it drops. It's like 25 feet.
It just yells out.
Just alerts everything around it.
She goes, anything that can hear the chime can determine the distance the coin was dropped. So if it drops into something, they'll be able to tell how far it was dropped from too. So you are correct in that.
Ah,
You know, talking about this, I think I'll offer you a discount of 100 gold pieces if you're interested.
it's tempting, but I think I'll pass on that one.
Understood. Not every magical item is for every adventurer.
I think I can just yell and tell people where I'm at for free.
Understood. Well, anything else anybody needs then?
What you have as far as shields, and I'll like take mine off my back and like slam it on the counter.
Let's see here. Oops. She says, well, we just got standard shields right now. Nothing magical. If you wanted to get a commission done, I could make a shield with a magical enchantment, but it would be probably a few hundred gold and take a bit of time.
I'll hold you on that offer, and I'll come back at a later time.
Understood. Maybe
Grab
when
it.
you all have a little bit of gold and more experience under your belt, you can return and get something a little more powerful for you.
Fair enough.
Well, anything else you need at the quarry today?
You wouldn't happen to have potions of any kind, would you?
I got a couple healing potions laying around, but that's about it.
How much do those go for?
Oh, that's a great question. Bring up our list here.
Pretty sure those are pretty expensive as well.
Yeah, they're not cheap. There we go. Just 50 gold pieces per.
Oh, that's the standard potion.
Standard 2d4 plus 2.
I will take one.
Map potions for anybody else, or just the one?
I think I'll take one as well.
Okay, I've got enough for one for each of you if you need.
I'm all right.
Good.
Would I have seen Cadence picking up that light crossbow and testing that out?
I would say so. Yeah, I don't think you were trying to hire, were you, Cadence?
No, not at all.
I'm just gonna kind of, before she buys that, be like, do you want the one that I have in my bag?
Oh. Well, is it up to this quality?
I'd like.
Yes, it would be. Yeah, it would be standard crossbow.
God damn! They gave it to me in case I ran out of bullets, but I don't run out of bullets, so.
Oh, absolutely. Then I guess I'll just take the extra bolts.
And the half orc kind of has the face. She grits through her teeth. Sure thing. Just the bolt.
But that being said, that does free up a little bit more of my funds. Thank you so much, Crane. May I actually then get, because that would just be then 10 gold pieces for the bolts. Could I get
I'm gonna nudge
two?
her too and go. I have 20 bolts too.
Oh, well, then not that. I guess it's the 25. Can I then? How much would you sell me? 2 healing potions and a simple shield. Actually, do you have any studded leather armor?
So you're looking for 2 healing potions and studded leather armor.
Yes, and if possible, I can also trade this leather that I currently have.
Okay. As well, with a trade. Let's see here. If you're trading in your old armor, then I can do the whole bundle for 115 gold pieces.
Okay, so for the studded leather, and I give you mine, and then 2 healing potions. Correct? Because my new friend
Correct.
here gave me the cross. I can't speak. The crossbow and bolts. Okay,
I'm not
well
gonna say
then
anything, but I'm just gonna smile at the.
Well, it seems to have turned out for a bigger purchase for me, so it seems it's all as well.
Yes, I love it. Then 115 it is.
Fantastic.
Cloaks, by chance, to fit myself, and I'll show that I'm
What was it you're looking for?
like any type of cool cloaks. Or anything like that?
We have standard cloaks. I've heard that we might have some cloak of protections coming in from Iman, but again, those are going to be in the few hundred gold range.
Okay.
She goes, well, give me just a second here. I might be able to find. I did have. Oh, there we go. That's right. Okay, here we go. She pulls this out and says, "This one," and kind of wraps it around and puts her hands on her hips and kind of stands there. And then all of a sudden, the cloak just like it was blown by the wind, kind of starts billowing. This is a cloak of billowing for dramatic flair. Sells you for 5 gold pieces if you'd like.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
That does more than the coin does.
And a goblin of my stature, that's actually kind of cool. And then I'll slap down 6 gold.
I got it. A gentleman and a goblin. I like to see it. Well, all right. Anything else for anybody else, or is that all we need today?
I think that's all I need.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy your time, and
you know what? I will take the candle.
Candle it is. And she hands over on the counter the candle.
That's 15 gold.
15 gold pieces for the candle of the deep.
And you're just over to the side. You're gonna see Cell just like doing the bellowing, like just going crazy.
I'm just like pouring my water skin on the candle.
A bunch of weirdos in here. And that cloak of billowing is in D&D Beyond, so you can add that to your character.
Yeah, I got it. Snagged it. Found it.
All right. And then I did hear a brief mention of Slayer's Cake. Wanted to stop by there after this?
Yes,
into the ruins?
I would, because if we're heading out, Cadence needs some sweets to pack with them.
Okay. So you all head into the Slayer's Cake. Would everybody be going to the Slayer's Cake? Coors is a very familiar place for you.
Yeah, I would.
I
Pretty sure I get a discount there. So
Okay, yeah, right. Okay.
Even better.
All right. So all four of you walk into the Slayer's Cake here, and Coors, you see a familiar face, a gnome kind of frantically moving behind the counter with a bit of flour on her face, a scar over one eye, and kind of a brilliant whitish hair. Wearing an apron that Cell you would recognize has a symbol of the Everlight on it. And you just hear, okay. All right. And here's the ding, 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 as the door as it turns. And she looks over with almost a bit of a frantic look. And then a relieved like, oh, hey, Coors. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just making some stuff for the day. You know how it goes. It's a little
Yeah.
crazy. Anything you all need today? We've got some fresh stuff out of the oven. Actually, I have a menu for this. She goes, yeah, we just got a batch of trinkets bear claws out. We've got some of those. We've got sun treats from yesterday, a little bit of angel food cake, or Keyleth brought in some of her almond bark too. If anybody wants any of that.
That does sound good. I'll take some of the almond bark.
All right. Anybody else want anything?
So
And then
these salted caramels, these weren't from here.
Oh, no, they were. We just don't have any of those right now. Any more of those? Yeah. We do have some cream puffs, but I'm sorry.
Okay, fantastic. And how much for, let's say, 10 bear claws and half a pound of cream puffs?
Whoa. Well, if you're here with Coors, wait, it was 10 cream puffs and how much of the other one?
10 bear claws and half a pound.
10 bear claws and half a pound of cream puffs. Well, Coors does give you the employee discount if you're here with him. So I would say with that we'd be looking at I forget 1 gold, 5 silver pieces.
Oh, gorgeous. And I'll flip her 2 gold.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. You do great work here.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, she goes and starts boxing some up, and you see put all the stuff in. And anything for anybody else?
And then I'll speak in Gnomish to her and be like, how much for 5 angel cakes
He goes,
from an angel?
"Ooh," and says back in no. Oh,
Yeah.
roll me a
hello.
general charisma check with that
Wow.
Absolutely.
one. Big moves here.
It's fun to
in the
play a
Slayer's
different
Cake.
character. Oh, that's canted.
Yeah, just not dead anymore.
Yeah, that's 14.
A 14. Okay.
Uh,
He goes, and back in Gnomish. Oh wow. Good to see shore folk expanding their knowledge of different cultures.
mhm.
You got a nice little blue color to you. Where do you come from?
Oh, I'm not from around here in Tal'Dorei specifically. But,
Well, I could tell.
Well, little ways out there in Wildmount, you know.
Okay, all right. Well, it would be for you 5 silver pieces for all of
Oh.
those.
No problem. I'll give her 10
Oh,
from an
Goodness.
angel like herself.
it's okay.
This is all,
Well,
this is all in
thank
Gnomish,
you.
by the way.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Are you flirting with Pike?
Maybe.
I don't blame you.
I mean, hey, she's rocking the old Everlight too, so you know.
She kind of blushes a little and fans off a bit. Okay. Well, anybody else need anything sweet before you head out?
I would love a dozen of those trinkets bear claws.
6 silver
I'll pay
pieces.
for his.
Okay, all right. Well, 6 silver pieces then.
Can you actually make it a baker's dozen? Isn't that just 13?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got a big,
And-
you have a big order here today. I think I can throw that in for you.
And I'll just give her another gold.
Okay, got it.
We're just
Looks
balling over
like a
here.
group full of sweet tooths. Gonna make some money off all of you.
Absolutely.
Oh boy. All right. Well, and you kind of look and see smoke coming from the oven behind. Oh, fuck. All right, well, if you don't need anything, I've got some stuff to do.
Okay, get to that. Do you need any help?
No. It's all right. I mean, Cores, if you've not got anything to do today, I could definitely use an extra set of hands.
Yeah, we're
Right.
actually about to go meet up with Percy.
Oh, Percy. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in either way. It's good to see you.
Have a good day, Pike.
Bye.
And then as we leave, I'll say in Gnomish, "See you later, angel cakes."
Goblin Scanlan.
I was gonna say Scanlan's gonna get
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Well, hey, timeline. They are not together at this point. So
I was saying,
Yep.
I was wondering. I was like,
you would all know.
We're
Yeah, I
on a
would say you
break.
guys would know. Especially, yeah, right.
Mhm.
Cores would know. Scanlan and Pike are no longer together at this point. Cool. All right. Well, anything anybody else would like to do at this point, or heading off to the ruins?
I'm good.
Well, then, as the group spends this early morning sun traveling to the eastern ruins, seeing the Parchwood off to the east as you move east of the city, kind of looming off in the distance, giving a bit of foreshadowing and foreboding feeling, moving closer towards it. You can all see up on the top of the hill near these eastern ruins here, Castle Whitestone, with its kind of dual contrasting feel, both large, imposing structure, but also protection and structure that it offers to Whitestone, and representing all of the complicated history of the city here as you take a look at it, and all of the Pale Guard and Rifle Corps that are currently training outside within your view. And after traveling a bit through the city, you get to this area of eastern ruins and follow to a specific location that Alina would have told you. Specifically, a large chapel, one of the ruins that still has the most structure to it left in this area. Partial roof, a large stone archway to go in, and as you do, you see that there is once again Alina. Now, this time with 4 large mountain goats that all are wearing saddles of differing sizes, depending on for which rider they are. But as she sees you, she gives a smile and says, perfect. You can all come meet your mounts for the day. And you walk up to these giant goats that are imposing. I would say that they stand at the top of their horns is probably 6 to 7 feet tall. And there is one that is a little bit smaller, not regular goat size for sale, but it is about a third of the size smaller than the other 3. But they are all outfitted with nice saddles that have bags on them where you can place some items if you would like. But Delinus reaches out with a rolled up map and says, here's the location marked. Travel out into the Parchwood about 3 miles. That'll be the first location. From there, Lord Percival will meet you, and we'll give you further directions on what you'll be doing today. Says, are there any final questions or needs that I can address, if I can?
Would you like one of these cream puffs?
She gives a big smile. Absolutely. From the Slayer's Cake.
Oh, absolutely, the best.
I could never turn it down. Absolutely.
I've been all up and down the coast, and I swear these are going to be my undoing. I tell you that.
She takes a cream puff and takes a bite. Delicious.
Thank you for all your help, Alina.
Of course. Well, I can tell you these goats are very well trained and will respond quite well to any commands that you give them. But I leave you with the map and the directions given to me.
Do these goats have names or specific calls that they respond to?
No, they don't typically give the working goats here names, but if you feel more comfortable giving them a name, feel free. They will be returned to the stables upon your return.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Do they all look similar?
Yeah, they look pretty similar. Besides the one that's a little bit smaller,
Yeah.
they have mostly shades of white fur. I would say one of them has a little bit of like gray and black streaks along the ridge, and one is a little bit darker tan, more of a cream than tan, really. But so there's a little bit slight color differences, but mostly pretty much the same. Big giant mountain goats.
Well, Gordon's just gonna pick one out and introduce himself.
With that, I'll say as everybody kind of moves up to the mountain goats, they are very well trained, so I'm going to give you all advantage on this. But go ahead and roll animal handling checks to see how the goats warm up to you.
21.
21.
8.
8.
Yeah, that's typical for little goblin.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
fine.
I got an 11.
11. Okay.
I got a 10.
A 10. A 10 beats the DC, so everybody but Cell is able to at least have
Naturally.
the goats, but right away just and tries to like move at you to give a real big headbutt Cell as you walk up to yours. It seems that it is a little unnerved by your appearance.
Easy. I'm picking you because you're the size of me. So come on, work with me here.
But
I'll reach into my bag and pull out an angel cake
oh, nice.
and try to offer him to, settle down.
Just as a goat would, it will eat absolutely anything, and
Yeah.
so it does take the cake for sure, and kind of licks your hand clean of all the sugar and it doesn't look like it's trying to attack you anymore, at least,
All right.
or headbutt you. Not necessarily attack, just give you a good headbutt.
All right. I'll just try to use that to see if I can
Okay.
get it on and mount it.
Got it. And with that, everybody is able to get on to these giant goats, get in the saddles, and head out if you would like. And as you leave the chapel, you hear the hooves of these goats loudly clomping here on this stone floor that turns to loud thuds against the dirt as you move outside and start on the path marked on the map that takes you a couple miles into the Parchwood. As you enter in to the Parchwood, though, the lightness, the protection, the sense of safety within the boundaries of Whitestone change to a haunted feeling. These woods are dark and block out a lot of the sun that tries to travel through here. Even though it's mostly coniferous trees this far north, there is enough that they block out the sun in many places, and different vines and mosses grow across the branches, creating different very canopy-like effects that make it hard for the sun to reach down to the ground level through as you start to walk through the Parchwood here. As you make your way, what's a marching order, and is anybody doing anything as you go, or just kind of riding along?
Say it's pretty dark, right?
It's pretty dark. I mean, it is, very morning in the day, so it's not dark to where like you need dark vision to see, but it is very much that sense of like you're in a forest and a lot of the lights being blocked out. So you do have visibility, but it does have a shade, a very deep shade to it, we'll say.
All right. Well, with my lore as far as weapon, the Lightbringer, it's gonna kind of act like that sword from Lord of the Rings that what's his name, Rocks? I forget. Where it glows blue for danger, and it'll just kind of like start.
Frodo?
Yeah, Frodo. Yeah. My bad.
Just that guy.
Just
Yeah.
the main person,
Just the main character, no big deal. It'll just like glow. Like I guess it can glow as bright as I want it to, but I don't want it to do that. So it'll just kind of glow like a faint.
Okay. To
Which I guess-
offset the kind of haunted feeling in the
Yeah.
forest, everybody sees Cell. You said your hammer?
It's called the Lightbringer, so it's a mace.
Ah, mace. Okay, got it. I remember that mace.
Cadence has message, so she'll probably offer to take up the back in case there's any strange things, and she can let people know.
Okay. Got
She also has dark vision, so she could see like stuff, if they're under the trees and stuff. I know you said it doesn't necessarily need that, but
Got it.
So where were you at?
I'll be up front. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be right behind him. Just keeping eyes out.
Okay, got it. Why don't we? And then how about Crane?
I guess I'll just be right in front of Cadence, right behind Cores.
Okay, got it. So with Cadence and Cores kind of being the ones to look out, why don't you guys roll perception checks, see if you see anything.
14.
14. Okay. And how about for Cadence?
I'm waiting for D&D Beyond. Let's come on, please. Thank you. It's freezing. It's not doing the math for me, but I see that it rolled a 14, so +2, so 16.
16. Okay, got it. So with that, I would say that for this trip over the few miles, that after about an hour and a half of travel or so, getting deep in here, there doesn't seem to be anything in terms of overt danger. You don't see any, humanoids or anything that would be of a concerning nature around here. You do catch, I would say, Cadence, you do catch that there does seem to be, it looks like maybe a bobcat or lynx or something that is prowling around following the group. But beyond that, nothing that seems overly worrisome as you travel through the Parchwood here. If anybody has anything else to do, we can do that. Otherwise, it'd be about another 45 minutes to an hour worth of travel to get to the meeting place where you have been told to rendezvous with Lord Derolo.
I guess just on the way, I would just kind of keep an eye out for anything that I could use as far as cooking.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I'll go ahead and we'll let that perception check right on there. Actually, if you want to roll an investigation check, if you're going a little deeper, you can do that as well. Yeah.
Ouch. That is a 7.
A 7. Okay, I would say you find it is. Plant. It's kind of a plant that it's kind of like a very stocky plant that has like a black licorice flavor that is used in some recipes. You find a couple stalks of that, but that's about it. All right. Which would be like an anise. Anise.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking like fennel when you said that, because I don't like fennel.
And what was it?
Anise.
Okay.
And with that, the group travels the rest of the way, finding the area that is marked on the map given by Alina. And as you start to get right up to where that spot was marked on the map, you do see that it opens up into a large meadow here in this area, a almost eye of the storm feeling meadow, which gives a respite from the dark shade and haunted feeling of the Parchwood here as you travel through it. But you make your way to the meadow, and I would say maybe 10, 15 minutes pass while you're there before you look up and see flying across the sky. A bit hard to see at first because it kind of just travels by the tree line into your vision and back over the tree line again. But a large airship, something that you may have expected to see given the recruiting that has been done up to this point. But as it comes back around, you can hear almost this very light thrum from over the trees where you last saw the airship go towards. And as it comes back into view, you see this very almost nautical looking ship. Some of you have seen airships before. Some of that have kind of large balloons holding them. Some that are from Marquette that are lined with broomstone. But this is almost a mixture of different varieties of ship. You do see it looks more like a nautical ship, and Cadence, you feel almost immediately at home seeing it. And on each side of the ship, you do see a large gemstone of some sort. It looks to be a bluish hue, but on it are On the top and bottom are different colored bands. One of them a greenish color, one of them a reddish color. And there is a glow coming off of them as this ship comes into view. And you kind of see it fly over all of you now about 40 feet, and you can see the length of it. Probably about 50 to 60 feet long. You can see a couple levels of decks on the front, and as it moves into the meadow, it starts to lower farther and farther till it's only about 10-15 feet above the ground. You can see figures on it. You can see there is one person standing on a platform at the front of the ship, one person standing more towards the back of the ship, and then there is a small kind of platform. There's a circular platform on the front that one's standing on, and then it dips underneath in the front, and you see a smaller figure, Cell, looking more your height and stature. Not necessarily your color, but a little bit closer to you than the other two that are standing on there. And as it lowers, you all see a familiar blue coat and white hair of Lord Percival de Rolo himself. You see him reach down to his belt and hook something on to one of the hooks that is on the railing of the ship. He jumps over the side of the rail and, using one of the belts, the rappelling belts that you have all been outfitted with, slowly falls down to the ground, and with a pressing of the button on the belt, the lines kind of retracts back in. And as he walks forward, he greets you all. Welcome, new members of the Crimson Zodiac. You're here for a bit of training and somewhat of what might be a final test. He walks a bit forward and pushes his glasses up, and you can see he has a white beard, a little bit more shaggy than you're used to seeing, his hair being ruffled by some of the air currents that are getting pushed around by the airship. And he walks to the group and says, "Well, it is good to see you all again. I'm happy you made your way out here into the Parchwood. And I'm not one for small talk, so I'm going to get right down to it. I am a man who believes that it is better to leave the frying pan, go straight into the fire. I have concerns about the fate of Whitestone and the things that I've been seeing around Taldore. I've traveled to other planes in my time fighting alongside my friends, and some of those planes I'm worried may be seeping into our world. There is a creature that has found its home near Whitestone. The Alabaster Sierras have given it a place to hide. It is a creature originally from the Shadowfell. The Arcanists of years past used them as mounts during the Calamity. This creature is a wyvern that uses shadow to its advantage. We've used the Crimson Zodiac, and he kind of gestures back, we've used the Crimson Zodiac to try and attack it, but it is fast enough that we've been having trouble. And so I figured it would be a good opportunity for my new crew, my new team, to help out. If you'd all like to get on the ship, we can head out on our first hunt, going after this Gloom Stalker. Come. And he walks back over to the ship and waits for you all to follow.
Cadence dismounts quickly and follows without hesitation.
And he yells, "The goats will find their way home!"
When we get up next to him, I'd like to bow and say, Lord DeRollo, thank you for this opportunity.
You're very welcome, Crane. I appreciate your service to Whitestone. And with that, he pulls out the hook and presses a button on the lower side of it, and the hook shoots straight up and latches on to one of the ones that are on the railing of the Crimson Zodiac. And it begins to ascend, pull him up to the top. And he gets up to the top and pulls himself over.
I will do the same.
Okay. Pull out the hook and see shoot up.
Yep, I'll follow suit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do my little cloak of bellowing and add a little dramatic flair to try to get off my mount, and I'll kind of like run up at the back of its head and jump off the head. See if I can shoot it while I'm jumping off the head.
Fuck yeah, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check to see if you can.
I'm not good at this. Well, fucking fat ass goblin. 14.
14. That's enough that you do a cool little flourish. The cloak of billowing goes off, and you hit the button. And it is easy enough because the hook does go up on its own to reach up to it. You just have to make sure you do it in time that you're not going to fall into the ground. And you get pulled up, and it pulls you up enough. You're focusing on the flip, so you didn't check the speed setting, and it's on the fast one. So that pulls you up super quick, and you kind of tumble over the railing. But with that 14, you're able to catch yourself and land on your feet. And you not a very soft landing, but you just kind of like, wait, did I actually do that?
I need to work on that.
You're on, and with that, we'll say all of you are now on the deck of the Crimson Zodiac, the personal project of Percival DeRollo. And as he looks at all of you and says, welcome to the Zodiac. I've been working on it for some time now. A few years ago, the gnomes of Hupperduke came up with a smaller, sleeker ship than most of the airships that fly the skies of Exandria. Spent a bit of time perfecting this ship that they sent over, making modifications, of course, where I saw necessary, and employing those who could best fly the ship. Speaking of, I can't come off the platform right now, at least while the ship is airborne, but he kind of points over to the one who's standing over at the back of the ship on a small circular platform. And you look and you can see they have on their feet and arms kind of these circular rings that are floating around them, as well as almost this like metal strip that goes over their eyes. It looks like it has two small glass eye holes through it. Not sure exactly what they are, but glass pieces on the metal band. It says, our captain. Let me get my notes up here. And this is our captain, and you see a gnome, a gnome male, and has on what can kind of be described as looking like a little bit of a flight suit. It is all one piece. It is made of, looks like a light leather. Almost meant to kind of look very form-fitting and sleek. You can tell that there has to be a lot of movement based on the type of clothing that he's wearing. And he says, that is Larizando Caldanus. From the ship's inception, he has overseen it, and after a few modifications, he has become its pilot. We employ a very interesting method of navigation, and Larizando will be connected through a telepathic connection to the ship, using, and he points over to the two big stones, large broomstone. We have bands of different polarities of residuum on the top, allowing for more agile flight. Things might get a little bit bumpy on the ride here on the Zodiac. And he goes over to the front of the ship. Here we have the first and second mate, and points to a elvish woman. Has blonde hair, wearing kind of druidic style clothing, carries a wooden staff. But you notice that the wooden staff, the bottom of it actually extends down into the ship. And when she moves forward and lifts the staff up, it seems to break that connection and sets it back down again, and it reconnects, almost as if the staff itself roots into the ship as she moves. Says, this is Anania. And she does step off of her platform and come down and gives a small nod with her head. And Percy says, She's from the Arashari. We decided that this wooden ship should not be made of dead wood that is no longer living. And so the Arashari were kind enough to allow us a specialist. Over time, we replaced all of the wood with a living bit of wood. We used a branch from the sun tree to grow it out. And the very bottom of this ship is a space made for roots and nutrients to be fed. Anania here speaks to the ship. She makes sure that everything is running smoothly and can report any damage in live time. And then goes up to the very front of the platform where it kind of dips down a little bit and looks over the railing, and you see a goblin. And they are wearing kind of a similar outfit to the gnome, and as well as a similar metal band and little circlets over the wrist and feet that are just kind of floating there, not actually hanging on anything. And this one looks up, pulls the band off, and says, "Hi!" and just turns back and puts the headband down. That is our resident sorcerer, Skizrak. She's from the Menagerie Coast originally and worked with animals in Nicodranus with a bit of flair for using telepathic powers to best others in tests of skill and riding. I discovered her a few years back myself and offered her this unique job opportunity. She's in charge of the weapons. And Percy points to a couple of panels that are on the deck of the ship. When needed, we have different measures that can be deployed. Skizrak is in charge of telepathically communicating with the captain and with Inani in order to have the three of them work together to be as comprehensive as possible in the flight if the need for combat should arise. And after going over all of that is... Now, as impressive as the ship might be, this Gloomstalker has eluded us. It has done a bit of damage that has had to be repaired after we went after it about a week ago. But we've learned that they are much less effective during the day. We were going after it at nighttime, and I found that if they are forced out of their dens during the day, then it is harder for them to attack, and harder for them to see. Even then, we need to make sure that we can get in place near it and use our measures that we have here to bring it down. Skizrak will be attempting to bring it down to the ground with a cannon that shoots a net, but we need something to distract it while the Crimson Zodiac does its thing. We're going to be dropping you off at a old watchtower. Used to be a guardhouse near there. We'd like for you to shoot off some of these flares, and he hands a couple flares over to Crane specifically, and get the attention of the Gloomstalker while we do what we can to bring it down to the ground. Now, our net will only take it down. It won't kill it. We'll need some help from you on that end as well. Make no mistake, this is a voracious and violent creature. It comes from a land where hatred and malice are made manifest in reality. I don't know why it is here. And part of my worry and need to create you as a unit is due to its presence. Now, I'll have the captain get us on our way. Are there any questions or final words? Any letters that you'd like to pass off to your next of kin, should you not survive?
Cadence will take out bear claws and pass one to everybody.
Okay.
So just in case.
And as you do, Percy kind of takes his glasses off and puts his nose in his eyes like this. Damn it, Pike, you fucking... I'll take one of the bear claws, please.
We also have cream puffs.
I'll take one of each.
Perfect.
I'm gonna just kind of scarf down that bear claw.
Absolutely. If you're going out, you're going out sugared up.
Yeah, I feel like I'll just be eating the almond bark, but trying to be quiet about it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Cell will just stuff his face.
Okay, got it. And Percy says, well then, seems like you're all ready. Into the fire we go. Captain! Take us away! And with that, the blue glow of the runestone with the green band at the top of them starts glow as the crimson zodiac lifts up off the ground. And as it lifts, it turns and starts to head off in a northeast direction towards the Alabaster Sierras. As it does, you all see Whitestone off in the distance, miles away, but easy to see at this height. Although the more time you spend in the air, the farther and farther it gets. Offering one last reminder of what you all fight for, of the place that you have called home, at least for the recent days. With that, I think it's probably a good spot to take a break. We're about halfway through. We got 3:15 Pacific time now. Let's call it 3:30. We'll be back and go off to chase a Gloomstalker in this airship.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. See you in a bit. Okay, do we got everybody back?
I am back.
Okay.
Does anybody here know what a Gloomstalker is? That's what we're hunting, right?
Yes, sir. I'll let y'all roll. I'll let y'all roll history checks. It's gonna be pretty high DC though.
Is it like a common thing that occurs in this area, or no?
No.
Okay.
I could tell you more, but you gotta roll that history check to see if you
Yeah.
know it. I would say you know enough to know it's not common. I think he even said they're not common in the area.
Alright. You said history?
History, or I'll give you Arcana. This is kind of a weird one.
Okay. Yeah,
I got
so-
a 7.
7.
Back with the Breck rolls.
Look, man, I'm new here. All right. Ask me shit about in the plains of fire. I'll tell you everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire. I rolled only 13.
16.
16? 16 is pretty good. What about cadence? Do we have a history or arcana check for cadence? I don't think she's quite back yet. Okay. With a 16, what I would say, that 16 being the highest for the roll so far, I would say not much. The information that Lord Derolo just gave you all would probably be the extent of it. This is a creature from the Shadowfell. I would say with that 16, at least that the Shadowfell is a plane outside of the material plane. It's a very dark place. And that's about it. Yeah, they're not very familiar to this area. They're certainly not very familiar. I will say, here's what I'll do with the 16. Given that's where you're from, Sel, you have heard of Gloomstalkers. You do know that they are from Jorhas. You have heard of them being in Jorhas. That's about it.
Oh boy. Yeah, these things are scary. We're back.
So about how close to the Sierras are we?
I would say after the first hour, you get at least up to the Sierras. Then they travel for about another half hour to 45 minutes over that, which puts you directly above them.
Okay. So I would say he'd probably be looking out like over the bow. At any point would he like see the village?
Go ahead and roll perception check.
12.
12. Given the height you're at,
Mhm.
you do know where it was, and you can look and see the spot. You don't actually see it, but you can look and see kind of where it was nestled into here in these mountains. You don't see anything there, but it's close enough that you recognize the features that were directly around it.
Okay.
I'm here, I'm just eating.
So he gave us flares to lure the monster?
Correct.
Okay.
Sounds like we're gonna have to do some old bait and switch here, Rain. You have fire, more than likely gonna have to draw this thing out.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that.
I'll back you up,
Absolutely.
man. I'm right there with you if you need help.
Okay. With that, after about 2 hours total travel from where you were at before, now with the sun just past the midday kind of zenith, you all look over the mountains and see Lord Derolo come back on the ship. We're nearing our destination. We'll drop you off near the watchtower. Once you're in place, we'll give you a few minutes to get into place. We will start working to get it out of its nearby den, and then have everything play out from there. Once it's out of its den, try and get it out there with the flares. I'll give you 3 of them. Do what you can against it, and when we are in place, we will attempt to shoot our net at it to bring it down to the ground. Any final questions before we drop you off?
So it's to my understanding that these things are attracted to fire
Attracted to fire?
or light.
No, they do not see well in the light.
Oh, okay.
They have a harder time making their attacks and generally seeing things, which will give us a slight advantage in this fight. We will need every advantage we can get.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hand a flare to Cell and Cadence, and then
Thank
actually,
you.
you know what? I'm also gonna hand Cores the other flare. I can just make fire.
Okay, got it. You just be the flare. Okay. After another few minutes, Lord Derolo kind of gives the word to drop the ship, and Captain Larizondo takes it down, bringing you down to a small tower. Looks like it was taller at one point with rooms at the top of it, but it has been broken down now to have a flat surface at the top with a round staircase leading up to the top. There are a few small ruined buildings here as well. Scattered boulders and rocks. A bit of trees, even up here in this high elevation. But you all stand almost in a valley. There seem to be hills all around, as if it is a small bowl cut out of this large mountain. But you are brought down to about 50 feet away from the ground, and you can all use your rappelling belts to get down if you're ready to go.
Yep, ready as ever be.
Okay. What speed setting is everybody setting their belts at to rappel down? We got basically fast, medium, or slow.
Medium.
Yeah, medium.
Go medium.
I feel like medium will usually be the standard. What about Katie?
Yeah.
Medium as well. Do
There
we
you go.
need hands to go down on it?
No, it basically what happens is you get it ready. When you pull out the hook to get it ready, there are leather straps that shoot out around your legs and lower back. So you can use your hand to hang on the cord, but you can kind of basically sit in that harness as it lets you down.
Okay. As we're going down, oh no, it's just one round. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Down we go.
Okay, got it. As you all go at the kind of medium speed here, rappelling down off of the bottom of the Crimson Zodiac on the first mission. Your feet touch the ground. You can all press the button for the hook to retract back into the belt, and as you do, the leather straps retract back into their dimensional spaces that are hidden across the belt.
I feel like you could use that for some kinky stuff.
Whoa, kinky.
Whoa, that was cool.
Whoa.
One session was all it took.
Half of one session.
You guys see Crane at any point in his bedroom, and he lets somebody else use his belt. Just know if I fall off, there's no saving it now, you know? Oh, I forgot to get my belt back from that girl last night.
Okay. With that, there is the tower, the couple of small ruined buildings. What would everybody like to do to get prepared here to let this? Actually, you know what? If you'd like, I can show you guys where you're at now. Right now.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
So, do I have to carry Kip down with me? It's probably really heavy.
That's a good question.
That is a great question, but I would actually say, yeah, kind of. You can certainly like craft something to make it easier, but at this point, because there's no, consideration for that you'd have to carry Kip down.
Damn.
It's
But we'll
that's
say
tough.
that's Kip for now until I get another mini printed that is more nine-tail machine looking.
That is tough. I don't think I'm strong enough to carry him down.
Oh, okay. I'd let you roll if you would like to try and roll for it.
Man, can I just Yeah, fuck. All right.
Yeah, let's give it a athletics check. And we'll say that you can do this on the deck to see if you can even lift it up. If you can lift him up, then the line will do most of it.
Well, I got a 17.
17! You kind of size him up and you're like, oh, I've never done this before. And you kind of reach down and pick him up and you're able to, and you get a leg over the railing, get the hook latched on, and start the descent down. With Kip in hand.
Great job.
Oof. Just like
I'm
breathing
gonna-
heavy when we get down.
So I have you
I'm
all
g-
on top of the tower now, but you can go wherever you'd like.
I'm gonna prepare my crossbow.
Okay, got it. Put a bolt in there and pull it back with the creak of a string.
I'm gonna give old Cray a slap on the back and give him some guidance.
Nice. Got guidance for the next minute. I'll say, do you want to do that closer to
closer
when
to
that's
my bed,
happening?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was
Holding
gonna-
a guidance, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's only a minute, so it'll be a few minutes before they actually start.
Okay, yeah,
the
I'll hold
process.
it then, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna just produce flame out of front of my gun then.
What I'll ask here is: everybody just staying on top of the tower, or is everybody wanting to spread out a little bit? You guys can kind of spread out where you would like at this point. If you all want to stay on the tower, totally cool.
That building, is there 2 doors, or is it just the one that we can see?
There's one door that you can see. There are 3 windows, 2 on the opposite wall, the opposite facing wall, and 1 closer to that rock.
Okay.
And then there are 2. They're pretty dilapidated, but there are 2 boards that are on top as well.
Are any of you planning on taking the creature head on?
No.
I'm. I feel like I need to be, but I feel like I'm gonna get schwacked pretty bad.
If one of you is, I'm gonna set Kip to protection on that person.
Okay, yeah, I'll volunteer Shribby then.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'll take protection, but I'm just a little bard.
Yeah, actually, since it doesn't do well in the light, at least I'll have light to kind of like blind it at least. So
Okay, so we're going protection mode on Cadence or Cell then?
that's up to you, Crane.
Crane, we got you.
Give it to Cell.
Sorry, what's that?
I was
Cell.
just being silly.
Oh, okay, all right, Cell it is.
I was looking at the different commands I could tell him to do. Sorry.
Oh, nice. No, that's good. All right, so Cell is being protected by Kip, the kind of 9-tailed steel defender here. And then I guess I'll just ask everybody staying up here. We're all staying on the tower.
I feel like we should spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
We can. It depends on how soon we're gonna do it, because I was gonna do guidance on Crane and then head down, I guess, and get out in the middle of the field.
You got a few minutes. If you were to cast guidance and then split up, I would say that probably wouldn't stick until it starts.
Okay, never mind then. I guess I'll just head out then.
Yeah, and if you stay together, if you're staying close to cores, then you could do that. But that's what it would take, would be staying close to it for the start of things.
Well, what are you gonna do, Cores?
I mean, I'll probably come down there with you.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. I guess I'll head down and be about 5 or 10 in front of that bush in front of the rock.
Totally just broke Core's arm off, so we're gonna have a
Oh,
little bit of a
no.
floppy arm on Core's today. Oh, we're not gonna have any arm on Core's today. That's still okay.
Oh.
I break minis almost literally every time when I'm taking off the supports. I've gotten so used to super gluing them.
It's so good.
Literally, almost every single player character mini has been super glued in some way, so I'm not.
Oh, shit.
But yes, it
It makes them stronger.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are heading down. Do you want to stay at the base of the tower or moving a little bit further away? Where
I'll
would you like
kind
to
of
on the
be like 5 or 10 feet north of that rock and bush area.
map? North of the rock and bush.
Kinda like-
this one right here?
Where I'm at, where I'm at. Yeah,
Yeah,
just right
kind of
there.
over
Yeah,
there.
that's fine. Yep.
Cores are staying next to him.
Yeah. Did he kind of give us like a general direction that it was that he usually?
Yeah,
stayed?
I would say that he would have pointed off kind of, if we're looking at the map, if this way is north, this way appears north, coming from the northwest, so kind of coming in this way over diagonally.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I'd be on the other side of that rock if it's coming from towards.
That's
the
where, I guess I would say that is where he kind of pointed to the
Okay. Yeah, well,
the den being. It could fly around wherever it would like.
Okay, yeah.
That's the direction of the den.
I'd like to try to get near the door of that kind of dilapidated house.
And
Thank you.
Crane, what about you?
I was kind of hoping to maybe get on the broken roof of that house.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Everybody in place?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Everybody waits 5 minutes, 7 minutes. At 9 minutes, you see the Crimson Zodiac fly over the ridge and start to go parallel to the mountain range. As it does, you see two cannons from on either side of the ship lift out of the deck and turn in the direction of the mountain. One of the cannons lifting higher so that it can actually see or have a line of sight to the side of the mountain. And as you watch, you see and you don't see a cannonball specifically, but almost like a large ball of force energy, similar to some magical spells, exits the cannons and goes into the side of the mountain, crashing in and creating debris flowing around, almost like a small rock avalanche coming down the mountain. Boom, boom. As the rocks fly everywhere, the cannon fire ceases for a moment. 20, 30 seconds go by. Nothing is heard. And so they light up again. Boom, boom. And with a crumbling of the top of probably about a good acre of mountain falling down the side of it, you hear a loud screech coming from the air. I can't do a good screech, but it is a terrible, just like horrifying screech. And you see purple wings, almost looking like they are trailing shadows themselves, fly up. And you hear the loud screech again echo out across this small valley that you have found yourselves in to fight this thing. And you see it kind of start to beat its wings and move closer to the Crimson Zodiac, which very quickly turns as it starts moving in a kind of western direction, and then goes and does a banking turn, looping back around as the Gloomstalker follows it. It comes down into the valley and starts to fly in your direction, probably about 200 feet away or so, but coming very quickly. As it does, you all hear the humming of the broomstone that powers this ship, and hear the beating of the wings as the Gloomstalker starts to be probably about 50 feet away, chasing behind the Crimson Zodiac as it's about to fly above you. What would you all like to do at this point as they're close?
I would like to use one charge of my Fey Gift. And I am going to give... I'm going to use Hospitality, and I'm going to give 1d6 plus 2 temp health to myself and Cell.
Okay. Gotta go ahead and roll that 10 hit points.
Is it 2d4s plus 2?
No.
No, just whatever
so
you rolled.
Yeah, so it's 6 total.
Okay.
Okay, so Kors uses his natural ability. You see kind of a small glimmer over him and Cell as they prepare for what is next.
Totally forgot I had that feature. I'm not even going to lie.
It's a pretty dope feature.
I will hold my action to where when I get a good line of sight onto the Gloomstalker to shoot it with one of my crossbow bolts.
Okay. Cell and Crane, what are you doing at this point?
I'm going to... I'm going to do a Channel of Divinity.
Okay.
And I'm going to do Path to the Grave. Was it within 30 feet?
Not currently.
Oh, not currently? Oh, shoot. I'll hold that then.
And does Path to the Grave, it's within 30 feet? Or is that...
It's whenever I can see a creature within 30.
Oh, nice.
Next time me or an ally hits the cursed creature, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack damage, and then and then the curse ends.
Okay, very nice. Okay. So you're gonna hold that for when it comes in?
Yeah.
In the site? Okay, got it. Okay. Crane, you look around and see the 3 people who you gave flares to not using their flares and getting ready for combat in other ways. What do you do?
I'm going to ready an action to produce flame from my gun.
Okay, got
as
it.
soon as the airship goes over the top, and then just kind of wave it back and forth.
Okay. The airship goes over the top, and you see the Gloomstalker now start to kind of... It's still chasing it, but it is... the ship is past if you want to let the produce flame off.
Yeah, I'm going to let that off then.
Okay. Shoot it up into the sky. Go ahead and roll me a d20 here. This is going to be rolling against the Crimson Zodiac. And if you're higher, then its attention goes to you.
As he's doing that, can I also hold an action?
Sure. What are you looking for?
I'm going to hold an attack spell.
Okay. Got it.
No multipliers to that. Just a straight roll.
Just a straight roll. Yeah, just doing rollies. You got to
I
beat
got a 12.
11. Oh, nice. All right, you beat it by 1. So as you shoot the your produced flame up into the air, you hear the loud screech again echoing through as you see the head of this wyvern turning towards you. And as it comes into view, it kind of loops in and starts to move around the watchtower. And with that, I think that's a good time for us to roll initiative.
Yes.
So it's going to come up here.
Oh my God.
Let's see, actually, if we're on top of the tower, let's just go right here with it. Just a little bit higher. go. Okay. I got 16 for Cell. What is everybody else? Oh, actually, hold on. Give me a second here. I got to switch one thing. Because we do not have Malice here.
By the way, that Dice of Vecna on D&D Beyond, that animation is so cool.
Nice.
Would you roll a 20?
No.
Oh.
It's cool though. It's like a pearl, like an eye pops open and then gives you the number.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so there we go. All right, so Cell, you got 16. What about cores?
Well, so I rolled a nat 1
Ooh.
for a 5 total.
Ouch. Okay, Crane, how about you?
I got a 14.
14. And you're not rolling death saves, right? For some reason, it's showing you're rolling death saves on my end.
Me?
Yeah, everything's cool with your hit points on your character sheet?
Yeah, it's 24 out of 24.
Dude, the encounter tracker's been a little buggy lately. That's going to be it. Okay, how about Cadence?
12.
Okay, got it. Pretty good overall. That's weird. It's still doing it. Okay, got it. All right, so top of initiative. Actually, we do have a couple of held actions. If anybody's in range with one of the held actions they'd like to take, you can do that now.
Is it within 60 feet?
I would say probably not from you just because of the height it's at. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got 10 between, so 50, just above 60. Yeah, still floating probably about 50 feet in the air, but because of the distance to it, you're not quite able to get in range, yeah.
Okay.
I believe I'm in range though, so I'd like to hit with my crossbow.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Are you within range for straight roll or disadvantage?
I think straight roll. It's 80 for straight roll.
80 from where you're at. Let's see here. 50, and then 10, 60. You would be just in range. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for double checking. I was just making an assumption, but you know what happens when you do that. 16.
A 16 will hit. Yeah, go ahead and
Nice.
just hits. Actually, just go ahead and roll some damage there.
Just a straight 1d8 for me, so 8.
8, nice. You see the crossbow bolt hit, and it kind of flies off to the side just a bit as it veers its path for 8 damage. All right. Anybody else have anything they were holding? I don't think so.
I think I'm out of range for mine.
Okay, got it. Okay, so with that, we are at top of initiative. 16 gets you at the top, Cell. What are you doing?
Ooh, all right, I will do a level 1 guided bolt.
Okay. That's, I think 120 feet, so you should be totally fine on that. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Oh, jeez. Nat 1, so that's 5.
Ooh, yeah, that is going to miss.
Sweet. I guess I'll move 10 to my right.
Okay.
Just to kind of get in the middle of that field.
Feet that way.
And be like, all right, guys, I gotta go on here. Give me a second.
Okay, got it. All right, Crane, you're up next. Cadence, you're on deck.
Awesome.
Is he within 40 feet of me?
Not within 40. No, he's going to be farther than that.
All right, I'm going to take a shot with my musket then at disadvantage.
Got it. Go ahead and roll disadvantage.
A 10?
A 10 is going to miss, unfortunately. Yeah, your musket rings out. But you see that it does not make purchase against the Gloomstalker.
Damn. Well, I'm just going to kind of hang out there. It says my Steel Defender goes on my turn.
Okay. What would you like him to do?
He was ordered to protect Cell.
Okay.
I have to use a bonus action to change the order.
Okay.
So he'll just automatically stay near him.
Okay. He'll just move up a little bit to stay close with Cell after he moves.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Cadence, you're on deck. Or sorry, you're up.
Fantastic. I would like to move within 60 feet of it.
Okay.
And then cast Dissonant Whispers. And just to confirm, because I'm not used to playing a bard, for the like what it takes to do the spell, it looks like it's just verbal. So could I do that with my crossbow in my hands?
Yeah, that'd be fine if it's just verbal for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'd like to get within 60 feet, and then it's a wisdom saving throw of 13.
Wisdom 13. Okay, let me see what I got here. Okay. And that is natural 9 plus 3, so that's going to be 12.
Boom. Okay. So it's 3d6. We've got 12 points of damage.
Okay, nice. So you can
And
shake
then
its head in the air with as the psychic damage settles in.
and then it must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Okay. Well then, it is going to take its reaction, and it is going to fly off of the map 80 feet.
Oops. Didn't think about that part. And then I'm assuming that the flare takes an action.
Yeah, I would take an action to light off, yeah.
Okay. Well, that happened. So there we go.
Okay. Well,
That's
it is
it.
the Gloomstalker's turn next. So it didn't go a full 80 feet off. It would have flown down 20 to get here, and then 10 over to get there. So that'd be 30. So it'd be 50 off the side of the map. So with that, its turn is next. So it's going to fly 50 to get back to the map, and then go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 this way. So it's going to get all of its fly speed in flying back to the group. And then it is going to, let's see here.
Does my channel divinity pop off now? Then 30.
It'll no, because you started your turn. You've had a
Okay.
turn since you were holding the action, so it wouldn't.
Right, right.
Not quite. No.
What
It is
about-
going to.
What about myself if I haven't taken a turn?
You haven't taken a turn yet, so yours would.
So I was going to use Ray of Frost,
Nice.
and that is definitely going to miss because that is a 9.
9 total.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to miss as it's flying in quickly, lowered to the ground now, only about 20 feet off of the ground. It is flying towards you, and you shoot the Ray of Frost, and it just kind of turns its wings diagonally and dodges it. All right. So now that it is up here, it is going to kind of slow down a bit, stop to hover, and release its shriek again. And everybody within 60 feet of the Gloomstalker, which I think is everybody. 20, 25, 30, 40, 45. Yeah, going to be everybody here. And it is going to shriek out. Everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
18.
18,
So.
okay.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Crane.
14.
14 is a save as well. Cadence, I heard an uh-oh, though.
1 + 1.
Ouch, that is an uh-oh for sure. So as it is coming back towards you, since you were the first to damage it, and then to use your Dissonant Whispers on it, it seems to be heading towards you, or looking at you at least, and it uses its shriek. You kind of look at it and coming in your direction and feel the terror. You are paralyzed until the end of its next turn.
Ugh.
And let's see. It is going to use its bonus action to Shadow Step. And you see it teleport from the space it was in to right beside you.
Poo.
All right, that takes us to Cores. It is your turn next. Cell, you're going to be on deck. Oh, actually, that takes us to the top of initiative as well. And at the top of initiative on every round but the first, somebody needs to roll a d20. It's going to be with a +5 modifier. That is going to represent the Crimson Zodiac flying over the battlefield, shooting its net down at the Gloomstalker to try and trap it on the ground. So with that, who would like to roll for the Crimson Zodiac for this one?
Wait, we went to the top of the round?
Yes. Oh, no. I'm sorry. You were last. Yes.
Yep.
So it's good. I was going to say, Cell, you're on deck. And that's why I was looking at the top. Yeah. So Cell, you're still going. Or, sorry, no. Cores.
Cores than me.
New campaign. Who did? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt Ray of Frost again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
That's better. 23.
23 will hit. Yeah, go ahead and roll some damage.
That is 3 points of cold damage
Okay.
and speed reduced by 10 feet until
Okay,
start of
got
my
it.
next turn.
Okay, got it. You see ice start to crackle over its wings, slowing its speed down. Anything else for your turn?
I believe that's all I have.
Okay, now we're back at the top of initiative. We're going to do that roll for the Crimson Zodiac here. Who would like to roll that?
Go down.
What was the dice you used for it?
D20, it's a +5 modifier. So you're basically rolling an attack roll for the Crimson Zodiac.
I mean, I'll do it.
Go for it.
Ugh, that's 11.
11. You see the Crimson Zodiac fly over the battlefield, and as it flies over, it turns itself fully on its side. You can see Percy and the 3 crew members as it does, and you see now the cannons turn towards it, shooting out. A net releases from a capsule that is shot out from these cannons and goes down towards the ground, landing on the tree behind the Gloomstalker, unfortunately missing it this time. That will take us to Cell's turn. Crane, you're on deck.
All right, I'm going to then cast that. Where'd it go? The Channel Divinity,
Okay.
and that's going to be the character. It'll be the Path to the Grave. So I believe he's within 30. So all attacks on that creature will have.
I believe it's the next attack.
Okay, yeah, the next attack. All of that attack damage and the curse ends, right?
Right, so you curse the creature. The next time an ally hits a cursed creature, the creature has a vulnerability to all that attack damage. So basically, whoever hits it next doubles their damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
given a crit.
It's
All right,
insane.
yeah, I think
It's
that's
so
Crane.
insane.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll do that for Crane to follow up on it, and then I
Okay.
think since that's an action, I can't attack or anything else. I think that'll be it, and I'll just turn and face it, I
Cool.
guess.
Okay, got it. You use your Channel Divinity to curse the Gloomstalker. What does that look like? What's your Everlight flavor here for casting
All right.
Channel Divinity?
So yeah. He also has. I don't think I mentioned it. He's got kind of like beads that kind of snake up his arm, his right arm, from his mace, and it kind of like goes up into his armor. And I'll use that Channel Divinity. The amulet of the Everlight will kind of glow, and then it'll like light up my arm, kind of like one by one. All the beads will light up one by one, all the way down to my arm, and then I'll kind of just like put my arm out into towards the direction of the warren, and then that'll be the Channel Divinity.
And knowing that it has a kind of distaste for light, you shine the light of the Everlight, and a beam, just a ray of light, shoots out from it and hits it, and you kind of hear a more pained version of the shriek it just sent out.
Ooh, okay. Sweet. He's vulnerable. Hit him up, Craig.
All right, takes us to Crane. What are you doing?
Is he within 15 feet of me?
Where you're at? Let me see here. I might actually have that actually. So look at the squares. Looking at the squares, yeah, he's within 15 feet.
I'm going to use Burning Hands.
Oh, nice. Okay. What's that look like from the fire elemental casting burning hands?
Well, I use my gun as my spellcasting focus, so it just kind of acts as like a flamethrower almost as flames start spewing out of the front of it.
Okay, that's a save, I believe.
Yeah, Dex 14.
Dex 14. Okay. Got it. So they do make the save with 16.
Okay. So that halves the 3d6.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And point of order, real quick. Hey, Josh, was that radiant damage that you dealt with guiding bolt?
Yes, but it was missed, right?
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah. So I didn't hit the DC.
Got it.
So that is 9 points, but then half that.
Half that. Okay, that'd be down to 4 points of fire damage. It spreads out across the back of the Gloomstalker, and as it hits the shadow that is kind of coming out from its wings, it kind of starts to almost eliminate some of the shadow that's on the back of it, and you can see it kind of turn to look at you as you deal the damage to it.
Would it be back up to full damage because of the Path to the Grave?
Yes, it would. It would be vulnerability, so it would be the full 9. Yeah, correct. Good call on that. Thank you. So it almost, as you spread the kind of flamethrower burning hands out from your musket, it catches the shadow and almost seems to like spread out. You see it move from one tip of the wing and spread out as like a fire spreading out quickly over a field wood all the way to the tip of the other wing.
And then you want to move me closer to us and kind of drop me off the roof.
Okay. And it will be, it's over 10 feet, so it would be athletics or acrobatics, DC 12 to get down without taking damage.
You know what? Just keep me there on the roof right now.
Okay. Cool. Keep it right there. All right. Anything else?
For my bonus action, actually, I'm gonna command Kip to go attack it.
Okay. Does Kip have any ranged?
No, it doesn't.
Got it.
But
Just if he comes down all the way.
yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. Cadence, you're up. What are you doing?
I believe I'm paralyzed.
You are paralyzed until the end of the enemy's next turn. Okay, got it.
So I'm going to give a really angry stare at the Gloomstalker.
And you all see kind of Cadence with this angry stare down while paralyzed at this Gloomstalker who is kind of doing that hovering wing beat just near Cadence. And it is going to be its turn next, which means that using its instincts and how it would normally go after a foe here, it's going to reach out and try to snatch Cadence up off the ground, flying down 20 feet to get right next to her. And that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So that is going to deal 14 points of slashing damage.
Oh, yay. I should have done Blade Ward.
And 4 points of necrotic damage. And you are currently grappled in the claws of this Gloomstalker. And it is on the ground. It is going to use its movement to fly 50 feet up into the air with Cadence in its claws. So it is in its current spot, but I'm just going to do, let's see how we do that. Here, and it's in the same spot on the map, but it is 50 feet currently up in the air, holding Cadence, who is grappled. She is no longer paralyzed because it is the end of the Gloomstalker's turn. However, Cores, it is your turn next.
Let's see. Yeah, It's probably just gonna be another ray of frost.
Okay. Let's see. Back where you're at, you've got. What's the range?
60.
60. You would have to move forward about 15 feet. I would say actually probably 20 feet because it's 50 feet up in the air.
Okay, that's fine.
10, 15, 20, and then you go with a ray of frost up at it.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
And that is the full 8 points of cold damage.
Okay, nice. So it takes the 8 points, and you see, actually, even Cadence, you can see here now that ray of frost blasting the Gloomstalker with ice creeping up over its wings. And you can see they're starting to get tears in its wings. You can see that there's air passing through them more than should be. It's looking a little hurt. All right, anything else for you, Cores?
I don't believe I have anything else.
Okay. All right. So we had Cores do it last time. Who would like to roll to see if the Crimson Zodiac can get the net over the Gloomstalker?
I'll do it.
Cool. All right. Crane, go ahead and roll D20, add 5 to the roll.
Nope, I got a 10.
Okay. Coming back around this time, it sees that Cadence is in the grips and tries to shoot the net, offering aid, but it misses, hitting the ground again and wrapping up in the tree behind it. Lots of nets on that tree right now. All right. Cell, your turn next. What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame. Gotta make a Dex 12 save.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be 18 total. It's going to make it
Right.
safe.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll just stay put.
Okay. Crane, you're up. Cadence, you're on deck.
I am going to try to shoot it with my musket.
Okay. Go ahead and try and shoot it with your musket.
That one's a 9.
You go, and also seeing Cadence not wanting to have one of the stray bullets hit her, the shot goes wide, missing the Gloomstalker.
Well, shit. I'm just gonna hang out here.
Okay. Cadence in the claws of the Gloomstalker, 50 feet up above the ground. You are no longer paralyzed, but you are grappled. What are you doing?
Yes. I'm going to cast a. My thought is I want to get it to let go of me, but I have a stupid low strength. So I'm going to cast second level Dissonant Whispers. Again, a wisdom save of 13.
Okay. That's a natural 3, so that will be a failure again.
Beautiful. Okay, so then this one is 4d6.
Jeez.
Only 11,
Okay.
but 11 psychic damage.
Nice. You see it,
And at the same time I
shake its head
cast
again
it.
and give out a painful shriek. I can't do rising shrieks, but it sounds terrifying.
Do you want me to try?
No, it's okay.
Okay, so you know my shrieks, it would be terrible. And at the same time, I try and give a wiggle to see if that does anything.
So it would
But-
take a full action to
I know.
break out. So it starts to fly away, right? Because that's Dissonant Whispers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts to fly away.
But it has to fly away from me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it has to fly away from me.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. So given the nature of how that spell is worded, if it has to fly away from you, yeah, it's just going to drop you.
Beautiful. As my reaction, I'm going to use the Fall Guard and cast Featherfall.
Okay. Cadence, as you fall down, cast Featherfall and slowly float to the ground as it moves. Let's see here.
Awesome.
30.
I am then
15 feet off the map is where it's going to be going. 15 feet off the
Okay.
map.
Who is the person nearest me?
Right now it is Cell, based on where you fell.
Cell. Okay. And so for Cell, I'm gonna, as a bonus action, give him one of my bardic inspirations and just say while I cast it to him, like, cover me.
I got you. Don't worry.
So now you've got bardic inspiration, so that
It's D4 plus, right?
I think it's a D6.
D6,
It says 1d6. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, anything else for your turn,
And
Kaden?
then I have movement, right? Because my falling didn't count.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try and move somewhere where I'm under somewhat of cover, so maybe like under one of the stairwells, but like up against the tower.
Okay, if you were to go kind of back around that way, I think that's probably the cover you're looking for.
Yeah, and I don't have the resources to like hide,
Okay.
but I at least want to get, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we can put you 30 feet over behind the tower, if that's where you want to go.
Yeah, and against the wall if possible, just so it might be harder for it to like grab me again.
So, back here, but closer to the tower.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
That's my turn.
Okay, it is the Gloomstalker's turn next. It does have 10 feet less of movement. It's 50 feet above the ground and 15 feet off the map. Math for D&D. Okay, so it's going to come back onto the map with 55 feet of movement left, but it is 50 feet up. So it's going to go 20, 540, and then 45, 50 still gets it there. And it's going to, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to risk a dive down here to try and get down, maybe taking a little bit of damage so it can get to the ground. Okay. So you see it kind of fly back in after Cadence has tried or used Dissonant Whispers to make it move off the map, and it dives down at you, Cell, and is going to come in making a bite attack against you, being the closest target to it.
Is Kip right next to him?
Yes.
Okay, Kip's going to offer protection on that.
Okay, and what does that grant?
Disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
Hey, my guy.
All right, so with disadvantage, that is an 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. So it can't move any further, but now that it is kind of like landed a bit on the ground, since it can't move and sees you as the target, Cell, it's going to take a claw attack at you as well and reach down, slicing down, trying with each of its claws. At disadvantage again. At disadvantage, it's going to be a 19 to hit.
Damn.
I cast Silvery Barbs,
Oh.
Ooh.
and I shout at it, and I just say, "Hey, fucker!"
Okay, so I'm going to remake the roll at disadvantage here. So that's going to be 13 to hit on the reroll.
Does not.
Okay, big moves over here. Who do you want to give advantage to, Cadence?
I didn't even know I could do that.
Yes, you got to give advantage to one of your allies with silver barbs.
Well, dope. I'll give it to Crane.
All right, Crane, you have advantage on your next attack roll. Okay. All right, so that is going to be the end of the Gloomstalker's turn. Cores, you're up next.
All right. I have a quick question on how this is gonna work.
Sure.
Okay, so I have action surge, right?
Sure.
What's the ruling on spells.
Yeah, so I actually did my
Cantrip.
DM homework before this because I knew this was going to come up. So the way I've been wording it in the past is you can't use 2 leveled spells per turn. That's actually not correct. If you use a bonus action spell, you cannot use an action that is a spell that is not a cantrip. So if you bonus action spell at all, then you can only use a cantrip as your action. If you're casting your spell as an action and you cast Action Surge, you can cast another spell of any level.
Okay, so what if the bonus... Actually, wait, is this an action? Oh, disregard. I thought that was a bonus. It is actually an action. Okay. So what I'm going to do is pull out my short sword, and I am going to run up to the wyvern
Okay.
and use booming blade.
Okay.
Let's see.
Go ahead and roll the attack roll as part of casting the spell.
That is a 23 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
Okay, so of course. So that is 4 points with this short sword.
Okay. You slice across at it now that it's on the ground and is going after Cell, taking the opportunity during its attacks against him to get a nice stab into it.
All right, and then I'm going to use the momentum to kind of spin around and use Action Surge. And then with my offhand, I am going to use Frost Fingers.
Ooh, very nice. Is that an attack roll?
It is a save. It is a 15 Constitution.
15 con. Let's see what we got here. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's a 12. It's going to be a failure.
I'm just going to take 2d8 cold damage. That is 10 total.
Nice. Okay. You see the ice kind of. Give me some flavor. What's this spell look like? This is more than just a cantrip. How's it get cast?
So with the booming blade, he kind of you see some like runes appear over the blade. His magic appears in a very like bright lavender color.
Okay.
So there's kind of this crackling energy over the blade and kind of transfers over to the wyvern when it hits it. And then he, like I said, he spins around, and then his whole hand is gonna become frosty, and then it's gonna transfer off his fingertips into a spray.
Nice. And it sprays out across, kind of hitting that shadow, and where it hits the shadow, it kind of slows it down and like freezes it in place, which then cracks and breaks into a bunch of shards. It's starting to look pretty hurt.
And then bonus action. I'm going to use my last Fey gift.
Okay.
And in this, instead, I'm going to do Spite. And I'm going to give it to Cell again. And it says, until the start of your next turn, the first time the creature you help hits a target with an attack, the target that it hits has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Oh, nice. Okay, got it. Okay, Cell, you feel a magical burst of arcane energy flow through you as Kors sends the extra power your way.
Feel the power.
All right, so of the two who have not rolled for the Crimson Zodiac yet, who would like to roll to see if they can hit it this time with the net?
Yes, you can try.
Me?
Yep. Cadence.
Okay, well, you asked for this, so
D20 plus 5.
7 plus 5, so 13. Or sorry, 12. Math is hard.
And unfortunately, it comes down again, and you can see why they needed help on the ground, because this Gloomstalker is able to move quickly enough that it's able to dodge these nets, and it comes in. You see Cores and Cell. You see behind the Gloomstalker a net with 4 large weights just hit, missing the Gloomstalker again. All right, Cell, that takes us to your turn.
All right, I am going to, for action, since it's right upon me, I'm going to attempt to swing my Lightbringer at it.
Nice. Go ahead and roll that attack.
All right. With the guidance, I believe, from, or was it the Bardic
That
Inspiration?
gives, so if you, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, no, sorry. Advantage from the Silvery Bars was given to Crane. If you hit on this attack, the creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Yeah.
All right, and then I have the Bardic Inspiration as well, or no?
That you do have, I believe.
Yeah. That was a D6. Okay, Jesus. I believe that's 17 to hit.
17 will hit, yeah.
Hey.
You raise your holy mace, bathed in light, swinging it down at the Gloomstalker.
And that's going to be 7 damage.
Nice.
Bludgeoning damage.
You bring it down and hear a crack of bones as you swing Lightbringer down into its ribcage.
Nice. And then for bonus action, I'm going to cast Redirect Energy. Any melee attack that makes before the next of their next deals an additional 1d6 lightning.
Can't do a bonus action spell on top of the one you did. The one you did wasn't a cantrip, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You attacked. What did I say? You attacked with your mace. Yeah, absolutely. You can do it. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'll just redirect and add a little more oomph on my next attack.
Nice. Okay, got it. I love that spell. And what type of energy were you choosing?
I'm going to do the good old Radiant.
Nice. Okay, got it. Very cool. All right, Crane, you're up. Cadence, you're on deck.
Am I within 40 feet of it?
Not quite. You would have to get a little bit closer, probably off of the building to get within 40.
All right, you want to move me closer to it and off the building then?
Jump down. Give me athletics or acrobatics to see if you avoid the fall damage.
I'm going to go acrobatics. Oh, fuck. I got a 1.
A 1.
Oh, no.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage on the way down.
Oh.
As you land, there's a super sharp rock that just jabs straight into your knee and cuts this huge gash into it.
Fuck. Struggling. Well, I'm going to take a shot then with the musket.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Uh, 19.
19 hits.
Oh man, which one's the D12?
It looks like a mini D20. Or
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Yep.
And that is 9 points of damage.
9. You shoot it, and now it kind of throws its head back in a loud roar. You see where the shot hits right in its neck. There's this dark black blood seeping out.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to command Kip to attack it.
Okay, got it. And Kip is right there, so I'd say you can go ahead and roll an attack if you'd like.
That's a 15.
A 15 is exactly what you needed to get some damage in. Yeah, go ahead and roll that damage.
And that is 4 points bludgeoning damage, or force damage.
At force damage. Okay, got it. Kip jumps up and bites into its wing that it can see and kind of starts tearing shreds off of it. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right, Cadence, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna use my action to take a healing potion.
Okay. It's actually to take a healing potion for yourself is only a bonus action. Action to give it to another person.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, then as my bonus action, I'm going to take my healing potion, which I believe it said 2d4 plus 2 or plus 1?
2d4 plus 2.
Okay. So that's 5 plus 2, so 7. Not nothing. Not nothing. Okay. And then do I have like line? Like I should be able to see. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could
you can
hit
see
them
it.
from here,
Yeah, you can
right?
see it. Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to shoot with my crossbow.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll the attack.
Um, only 6.
6 points of damage. Okay, you see.
No, sorry, 6 to hit.
Oh, 6 to hit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That will unfortunately not hit. Yeah, because it
Yeah.
is taking so much damage, it's kind of thrashing around, and it's hard for you to get a beat on it and hit it with the crossbow.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Anything else? That's it.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. The last 2 to deal damage to it were Cell and Crane, I think. So, Cell, it is going to reach down with its neck and take a bite out at you with disadvantage. Okay, and that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Silvery barbs,
Okay.
and I'll give
Hot girl.
advantage to that person. I think that was to Cell.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
With disadvantage, it's still 17 to hit.
Oh, in response to that, I'm a bonus action Shield of Faith, and that'll boost my AC +2.
Can't do a bonus action not
no?
on your turn. Has to be a reaction.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind then. I guess that'll hit.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so you got a little damage coming your way.
Yep. Rip.
All right, so you take 15 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty high on that. And then 8 points of necrotic damage. And then the Gloomstalker is going to use its bonus action to shadow step, teleporting behind Crane with his musket. He is going to take a claw attack.
Does that count as movement?
No.
Okay.
That's a teleportation. Still a disadvantage, which helps because one was a natural 20. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
I'm going to cast Shield.
Shield would be a reaction. That'll up you by 5. And as it swipes in with a claw, you bring out this arcane shield that just deflects it right before it gets to you. All right. With that, it is going to fly up into the air. It hasn't used any of its movement yet.
Then I will roll my booming blade damage.
And it does leave your range, Crane, as well, if you wanted to do Abo.
No, I used my reaction for Shield.
Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you.
Damn it. That's 1 point of thunder damage.
Ooh, ouch. It does take some damage, but not enough. You see a little arc of lightning damage spread across its wings. And then it is going to fly up 20 feet into the air. And it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And I don't think it's been ray frosted, so it has its full movement. It's going to be 45, 50, 55, 60, well over here. To starts to kind of 20 feet up off the ground, fly around for the cover for this building. Kors, it is your turn next.
And you said it's using the building as cover?
Well, it's that's kind of like where it's aiming for. It's what it's trying to do. It doesn't currently have cover from the building right now. It's 20 feet off the ground and in the direction behind it.
Okay. Let's see. I am going to use... Yeah. I'm going to move a little bit closer to get it within 60 feet.
Okay. All right, that'll get you within 60.
All right, and then I am going to use Ice Knife.
Ooh, that's a great one. I think it's an attack to hit and then a dex save after that.
Yes, it is.
Okay, go ahead and roll that attack to hit.
It is a 18 to hit.
18 hits. And then it's a natural 7 on the dex save. It does have really good dex save. So it's a 12 total on the dex save.
So it's 9 points of ice damage for the initial roll. And you said it rolled a, what was it?
Rolled a 12 for the save.
Oh, okay, so it fails. So that is 15 points total.
Cores, you know what's coming next, man. Go ahead and flavor that fatality for the first time in the new campaign.
Yeah, he's just gonna, do a little spin, get some momentum, and then the blade is gonna form at his fingertip, like extending from his fingertip, and he's gonna whip it. I'm going for a headshot.
Nice. And you make it, and what happens is the ice knife goes, and as it turns around to kind of drop below the wall, it turns its head, locks eyes with you. You throw the ice knife, and it lands right in the center of its head, the edge of the knife bearing itself 6 inches into the head. And as you watch, knowing what happens with the ice knife next, you see it shatter into shards, exploding out the head of the Gloomstalker as it falls, thuds across the ground, dead.
Hell yeah.
Oof.
And with
That's
that,
great.
we are out of initiative.
How's everybody looking? I'm pretty roughed up.
I was going to ask you the same question.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and cast second level prayer of healing for everybody. That's up to 6 targets.
Hot damn.
So I'll burn a second level spell for prayer of healing. It'll take 10 minutes, so give me time.
If you're taking 10 minutes, you don't have to burn the spell slot.
Oh, I don't. Oh, that. Cool. All right. And that is wow. That is.
I believe.
Well,
That's because that's a
I
ritual
was
spell.
wait.
the ritual.
Do clerics have
Or-
ritual spell casting?
This is.
I think
it
so.
says casting time 10 minutes.
Ah,
Duration
no, this is not a
instantaneous.
ritual. No,
Mm-mm.
No, it's just
Oh.
10 minutes. Yeah, sorry.
Sweet. All right. So yeah,
I
I'm
lied.
gonna.
You do have to burn a spell slot. Sorry for that.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm good. So yeah, I'll be like, hey guys, let's all take a break real quick. Let me give us some heals, and then I'll bust out the old book and pray to Miss Everlight. And
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just adding up what I got here. 7. Everyone will get 9 health back.
Woo! That's exactly what I needed. Thank you.
As you
If
are
you're
all.
missing out,
This is all.
I was down to 5.
Whew!
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
pass out bear claws to everyone.
Oh god, I love it. Okay. As Cadence
Good job.
passes out sweets to the group, and Sel spends a bit of time doing a prayer of healing, thinking about the other cleric of the Everlight he met earlier in the day while doing the spell to the Everlight. The familiar form of the Crimson Zodiac flies overhead, and you see it drop to about 75 feet above the ground and just wait there. You can
Is
hear a bit of
everything-
yelling up at the top on the ship. The familiar voice of Percival de Rollo yelling, "Well, Skizrak, this is the whole problem in the first place!"
I was gonna say Skizrock's drunk.
I guess I'll go take a look at the wyvern.
Okay.
Same.
Sure, absolutely.
I'll pull out a dagger for any harvesting that we might.
I was gonna say, you guys trying
What
to
to
like
do?
harvest this wyvern here? Do we want to see if that's a
Might
thing?
as well, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I already had the folder opened with... Actually, you know what? This isn't Exandria specific, so this isn't going to have components we can do here. Why don't we roll some investigation checks? I'd say investigation or survival. And then whatever you get, I'll email you guys or message you guys with some stuff that you found off of the wyvern, because this won't be in the case.
That is a 16 survival.
Okay.
19 survival.
Cool. So I'll have some stuff for you guys. I'll send you a message with what you pull off of it. Mostly going to be, very goopy stuff here. But with a 16 and a 19, likely something to be useful, at least as a component for making something else.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You all stand here under the Crimson Zodiac with it waiting to bring you all back on deck.
Shoot the old
I'll.
Oh yeah, shoot the thing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you all kind of switch over your belts, hit the button, and you pull the hook out, and
Not
Flies
gonna
up.
go flip this time, so
okay.
I'm roughed up. I'm taking my time.
put it on slow this time.
um. Never mind.
I'm gonna tie a rope off to Kip this time. So
They got it. You fashion a little kind of rope harness to get Kip up.
Surely
will-
Percy can come up with something.
Yeah, right. That will let the belt do most of the work for this. But as you all kind of get over the railing and back onto the deck, you see Percy finishing his verbal lashing of Skizrak, who is kind of quietly just back at the front, moving. It almost looks like they're doing some kind of routine that they've been practicing of like, okay, go here, go here. But Percy pushes his glasses back up on his nose and walks over. Well, that was a fantastic job by all of you. I apologize that we couldn't have been more of assistance up in the air.
It's all good. Got the job done.
That we did. That you did. I think that this foray out of the frying pan was a success and has shown me all I need to know about the group of you. Tell me, what do you all think after that fight? Do you all feel ready to go on the missions that need to be done to protect Whitestone?
I feel hungry.
I hand whoever said that another bear claw.
Yeah. Cora's getting fancy another bear claw. And he just-
You're probably like, I'm so sick of these. I make them all day.
yeah, and he does that exact
You're
same look
fine.
of just putting his nose in between his fingers.
I offer one up without saying a word to him too.
This
Does he
time
take it this
slaps
time?
No, this time he just slaps it out of your hand. Enough with the goddamn pastries!
Cadence did not like that.
Listen, there are some very dangerous things that we may come into contact with. I'm sending you on missions that might be dangerous. If pastries are what make you all feel better, then I will make sure that the cabin is stocked before missions with a variety of pastries from the Slayer's Cake.
Yes.
That must mean I get to see Pike again, huh?
On a more serious note, thank you. I've been very worried about this Gloomstalker for some time. We've got one more stop to make on the way back. I've heard of some graffiti on one of the obelisks that are left from the time when the Chroma Conclave attacked. I'd like to check it out for myself, if you don't mind taking the time. And he yells out, Lorizando! To the obelisk, please. And starts to head off back in the direction of Whitestone.
I
After
imagine that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I imagine we're gonna have enough time for a short rest.
I was going to say, is about a 3-hour flight back. So if there was a short rest that wanted to happen, you guys could do that for sure.
I would ask either Percy or Larzando if we would be able to make another pit stop
Larzando would be busy. It'd be tough to talk to him currently while he's flying.
Okay.
But Lord Dorello, if it's not too out of the way, I don't mind.
It's in the area.
Then I'll give the word to Larzando.
Appreciate it.
He goes and you see him kind of speak to him. Larzando doesn't say anything back, but you feel the ship kind of and turn direction a little bit. Assuming you gave them the direction.
Yes.
You would have told them in that interaction. And after a little bit of time, you fly over the very familiar scene.
During the time, part of the reason why I asked about the short rest is I was going to start playing my lyre to do Song of Rest. So anyone that expends a hit die can add an extra 1d6 to healing.
If anybody's doing hit die during the short rest, you can add that extra healing as Cadence plays a nice tune.
Doing that for sure.
And the tune offers a... I guess I would say, what kind of tune are you playing, Cadence?
I'm playing something just kind of soft and quiet, being that it's a Song of Rest. And I'm not hurt anymore, but kind of mentally tired. And so just kind of something that you might hear at like a spa or something like that.
Of course, it's an odd contrast for you, feeling this kind of very quiet and comforting music that Cadence is playing through the rest of the flight. But once you get over the familiar image of the village, you can see the buildings that used to exist here starting to fall prey to the ravages of time without being kept up.
Are we close enough where I could go down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They drop to about 100 feet, which is the length of the belt grapple.
Okay. Yeah, I would just say I'd be right back and go down.
Okay. You rappel down, and your feet hit the ground for the first time in what I assume is probably some time. You feel the crunch of rocks beneath your feet, and already scenes begin to fill your head. Memories of actual events, and memories of what you saw beforehand. What are you doing while you're here?
I would make my way to where my house used to stand.
Okay. Easy enough. Yeah, don't even need to roll for it. You know where it was. 2-minute walk finds you there at the front door. Where it used to be, at least.
Mm-hmm. I would honestly think this is probably the first time he's come back.
Okay.
So I think he would look for just some stones to kind of build a little memorial.
Sure. Easy enough. You find round, flat stones, kind of circular, oval shaped. You can find a variety of types. There's not been much upkeep here, and so nature has taken over. So after 5-10 minutes of gathering rocks, you've got plenty for whatever memorial you'd like to build.
I think he just kind of reminisces and thinks back to the more good times, not the events that happened, and he probably says he's sorry that he couldn't do more. And then I think we'll leave some sugar cookies.
Okay.
And then make my way back.
As you walk out the door, you hear a voice, not coming from any body in this room. It says, "You really shouldn't be so hard on yourself."
Is this a familiar voice?
It is.
Do
Not
I feel
recent-
like... yeah.
Not recently familiar.
Yeah. But do I feel like it's something I could respond to, or
You can certainly try.
it's hard not to be tough on myself about it, especially when I saw it coming and didn't do anything to stop it.
No response.
I think he just kind of gives a nod and keeps walking.
Okay. Anywhere else you're stopping in the village, or just heading back to the ship?
Just back to the ship.
Use your repelling belt. Pulled back up. As you get over the railing, the ship turns and moves back towards the direction of Whitestone. After another hour or so of travel from here, the ship is brought down. Lord DeRollo heads to the edge of the ship and rappels down. This will just be a moment. You see him descend down. Anybody looking over the edge sees him looking around at this stone structure beneath. If you'd like, you can roll history checks to see if anybody knows the history of these objects and what they are here in Whitestone.
I sure would.
18.
13.
I would say, and Crane and Cadence, you can roll as well if you'd like.
14.
14 as well.
14, okay. So I would say Crane, Cadence, and Cores, you've all heard of the Whitestone obelisks, and you have heard that they were involved with the defense of the city during the Chroma Conclave, and that there was illusion magic involved. So you know enough, kind of studied what the obelisks did at the time when you first got to Whitestone, and you do know that these obelisks were very specifically meant to have magic channeled into them, and that a arcane user of many varieties could actually pump their magic into these stones. And there are 4 of them, 4 obelisks around Whitestone, and if they are all concurrently powered, they create an illusion over the city so complete that if somebody were to pass over it, you would not be able to see Whitestone at all. And you know that with the attention on it by Lord DeRollo, that it's a bit odd, given they've been out of use for many decades now at this point. After a few minutes, you see the hook come back up. Lord DeRollo come over the railing. Concerning news. Somebody with enough magical power has broken one of the obelisks. I'll be sending scouts to see the state of the others. But between that and the Gloomstalker, one fear has replaced another. It would seem I may have missions for you earlier than expected. How ready can you all be to head out? Or how quickly can you be ready to head out?
Immediately, Lord DeRollo.
That is the right answer. And with that, that's where we're going to end the session for the day. All right. Well, thank you to everybody tuning in, watching the stream, or checking out the VOD afterwards. I think we'll be back next Saturday for a session. We might not have everybody able to make that one, but we will be back next Saturday for session 2 of Gearworks and Godhood, with the new crew of the Crimson Zodiac heading off on behalf of Lord DeRollo. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.